This is Opie Radio, Sirius 206, XM 103. The show is back.
Bill Burr, come on over. What are you doing? Bill Burr just walked in.
What's going on?
You know the guys. Sit down, please.
Right. Jimmy.
Ron White just announced that he's running for president.
I love it.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
There's an endorsement right there.
Let's get another guy in there.
Yeah. We're playing this TMZ clip as you get settled there, Bill.
Okay.
Ron, you're running for president.
I don't know where you heard that. I have no intention.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
bad
no, I am running for president.
How legit is this campaign going to be?
What?
How legit is this campaign going to be?
Oh, it's kind of, a lot of people are waiting for the punchline. There is no punchline. I believe that I'm as qualified as anybody running for president to be president. You don't have to be a brain surgeon,
the clip's going to
a hotel builder, or run a giant corporation. I stack words for a living, which is way harder than any of those things. And I'm a good listener and a good decision maker. Notice I'm just saying the same thing over and over and over.
Candidates do that. Candidates do that.
Right.
We got your talking points.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, we got it.
But the screaming was, there's kind of a, and I will legalize marijuana in this country if I'm elected president. And the reason I'm going to do that is I can explain marijuana to the American people in a way it's never been explained before, because a lot of people believe the propaganda from the 50s and 60s. Marijuana, a weed with roots in hell, was actually a movie produced by the government. One hit of weed, stabbing your family.
Right.
Just hilarious.
Well,
I mean, if you
not
could
the
ever
worst
get
thing,
a
by the
copy,
way.
right?
Not the worst thing.
You'd have to meet them.
Not the worst thing.
But here's how to explain it to the American people. Get a little closer to your radios right now and turn it up just a little bit. Here it is.
Network.
Here it comes. Alcohol-related deaths in America last year, 57,412. Marijuana-related deaths in America last year, 2. Shut up! That's what I was doing on there. I was just telling America just to shut up. The argument's over. I just explained it. You lost. I won. It's over with. Marijuana will be legal. And here's what we're going to do with the
Wait,
revenue.
only 2 for real?
2.
No, come on.
How those two? I want to know about those two.
They were both children, and they both got into some edibles.
Oh.
But there were like 75 children that died of getting into the Clorox under the sink. So that's got nothing to do. That's just bad parenting. You can't stop that. That's not marijuana even. I wouldn't even call it marijuana. But here's what we're going to do with the money. We're going to tax it. We're going to build a gun. And we're going to build a big gun, and we're going to point it straight at meth. Meth is the most dangerous thing in this country today. Meth will kill more people than ISIS ever will kill in this country. And people just ignore it like it's okay. It's kind of okay. No, it's not. It's killing people every day, and it creates monsters out of what might have been, useful citizens. And it just makes hardened criminals out of people. And here's what we're going to do. And that sounds like, well, how are you going to do that, Ron? That's quite complicated right there. How are you going to attack meth?
Yes.
Here's how you do it. Okay. I'm going to offer a $20,000 bounty on any meth lab. You show me where an operating meth lab is with people in it making meth. I'm going to put U.S. troops on the ground in this country. I'm not going to send a 45-year-old cop with his little 6-shooter over there kicking a door and get killed, because that's just, he doesn't want to do it. I don't want him to do it. He's got other things to do, traffic and all that. The old war on drugs was, look, Willie Nelson's asleep in his Mercedes. Go get him. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little different. We're going to put SEALs and Green Beret on the ground. They're going to come over to your trailer, and we're going to give you 2 minutes to give up your meth babies, because they didn't do it. We'll love them and take care of them. Then if you offer 1 millisecond of resistance, we will kill everybody in that trailer, and you won't go to prison. You'll go straight to fucking hell, which is where you should be.
Wow, you hate meth.
Yeah, I know. I'm being a little tough on the meth boys. And
well, you've obviously never met a girl who needed some and what she's willing to do for us. I've learned to make meth my friend.
Yeah, meth is great.
Yeah.
No, it's great that it's taken out people. The oceans have fished out. Those are less people eating fish. Let them kill each other and kill other people. There's too many people, and human beings aren't that important.
So you think it's a good way to weed out?
No, I think if there was any other species on the planet doing to the planet what we were doing, we would hunt it down and murder all of it.
All of it, right?
Yeah. So I say fucking, yeah. Let them do the meth. I agree with you, though, as far as like legalizing weed because we don't make anything in this country.
Yeah,
So,
you got to start
like
back
all
somewhere.
those Rust Belt factories, you just turn them into giant weed fucking places, right? I'll be on your ticket.
All right,
I can
thank
almost
you.
finish the sentence.
Toledo, Baltimore,
Just
Toledo.
fucking, the Rust Belt.
That's what Toledo, Baltimore. I'm trying to think of everything across the road. Dayton, Toledo, Baltimore.
yeah, Buffalo, all the way.
Buffalo,
What- hey,
Cleveland.
You can't disagree
Vic,
with the
we've all
candidate.
been out there. We know where they are. We know where they are.
Okay,
It's
I
all
was just reminding everyone.
It's up and down the Great Lakes. They need help.
That's true.
All
Around the
those
corridor.
factories are
Right,
fucking
right.
done. What about the meth deaths? Do you have that? Those numbers?
You know what I did, and it's outrageous, but I can't think of what it was.
I mean, it's
right
a strong
now.
point as far as alcohol versus pot. We all have been saying that for years.
Yeah, I know. And
Alcohol's
I know none
way
of this,
worse in this country than marijuana.
and with
I
domestic
disagree.
abuse and I drink like a fish. I was hammered last night. I couldn't even believe I got up this
You don't want
morning.
to say that as a candidate. I can't believe I got up this morning. It's not something a candidate says.
I'm not the president right
No,
now.
I know, but you're a candidate. You have to be a good candidate to be a president. The candidate doesn't say, I can't believe, I thought I shit my pants when I fell asleep. Did I say that? No, but...
Did I say that?
No, you didn't, but
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing.
Even Bernie Sanders doesn't say that. Even Bernie Sanders gets up nice and early.
Well, you know,
To get things going.
I own a tequila company, so
Yes, you do.
You
You might have to give up on the tequila
Yeah, he's a
company.
business owner.
Well, we drink all we can and we sell the rest.
It's delicious.
That's our little business
delicious.
motto there.
That's your motto?
Yeah.
It's very tasty.
Bill, do you like any of these candidates?
Dude, there's too many at this point.
It's a little confusing.
This is like the
still,
first
right?
2 weeks of March Madness. Like, I don't even watch. There's like 90
You haven't-
friggin' teams.
You don't even do a bracket.
I wait till it gets to like the grade 8. The
Oh, you
Sweet
go down to
16.
8. Sweet 16
I got
I
no
start
time
watching.
for. Yeah.
The Elite Eight.
Bunker Hill versus Duke. I was like, whatever. So I'm waiting for the real thing. When it gets down to Kentucky, Louisville, then I'll get in there.
I think one guy has dropped out so far. Jesus, we need to lose some of these guys.
Yeah. Right. And there's
Gotta
like
thin the herd.
700 candidates or something.
I guess.
I can't believe Trump's still in it though.
Yeah.
I thought he was funny at first. I was looking at him like the first couple of weeks, like when you used to watch American Idol.
Yeah.
Where there's those people who can't sing.
Yeah, but they're
And you
fun
just-
to
you just-
watch.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. And after a while, it's like, dude, stop singing.
Yeah, exactly.
And this guy's just still going.
Yeah.
Just beating that rug, man. The fucking people that are coming out of it, too.
I think he's surprised. I believe he's surprised.
Yeah,
I know
'cause
he's an egomaniac and all
he's
that.
run out of shit to say.
but he's like, fuck, I'm still in this thing?
Right.
Well, that's why he started throwing in a little bit. Well, if they say I'll quit, but he's already gone to the point of what he's going to say if he's going to quit because he can't believe he's in it
And
this
now,
far. I
and
believe.
I love how he's just telling people to shut up
Yeah.
during the debate.
Right.
And then he goes, it's terrible. It's terrible. She's interrupting everybody. Are you going to interrupt people if you get on these debates?
Well, one of my great traits, and I was a really pretty good debater when in high school, but I got kicked off the debate team for saying, "Yeah, well, fuck you." I thought I had won.
can't let your emotions get the best of you.
Yeah, I get tied up in it. I do.
That won't work with Putin.
No, that won't work with Putin.
Yeah.
How are you going to deal with ISIS?
I have no idea. Somebody asked me in
Don't
an
say
interview
you
the
don't
other
know.
day.
You can't say I don't know.
No, I can say that. And here's why. Because I am not going to lie to the American people. I don't have a tax plan, and I don't think anybody else does either. I don't think Donald Trump or I don't think any of them are sitting there with a pen and a pencil and a calculator going, all right, well, here we go. Now we got 300 million people, and if everybody chips in this, economists do that. And so, but here's how people run for office. Okay, I need a platform. Okay, what's my platform? And they have coaches and handlers, and they go, well, here's a good one. What you need to do is say what they want to hear, and so here's some things they want to hear. And okay, well, I need a solution. Well, here's a solution. It for sure won't work, but it sounds good, so do that. I'm just not going to bother to do any of that. I'm not going to even think about a tax plan until it gets down to Kentucky and Louisville. That's what it is.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm not worried about ISIS at all.
No.
They don't have a plane or a boat. They're on the other side of the world. Yeah, I'm worried about the guy from Nestle that says water isn't a basic human right. That's the fucking guy.
Oh, really?
Who wants to own the rain. That's the guy I'm worried about. That's the dude that's going to affect everybody's friggin' life.
He's going straight to weather control.
Now, this guy is, lunatic.
I don't know much about this.
Yeah. Because those guys fund the jerk-offs that are running, so they leave those guys alone. And then they got the 50 guys in the jungle gym that are somehow going to get to me in the middle of Los Angeles. You're not.
Well, they were hoping that they were going to get some homegrowns, you know.
China's another thing that's completely not even a threat.
You're not worried about China.
Dude, we have nuclear weapons, too. You want to annihilate us, you're going to be dead. Nobody's going to do that.
Right.
Right? And if you do, who cares? That's one of the great things. One of the great things about nuclear war is living in a major city.
Right.
Is because you're never going to know what's going to happen. You're just going to be sitting there, right?
Yeah.
Just watching your TV, and then
Having
you get
a cappuccino,
vaporized.
nice. Oh, wow.
That's it. It's
Flash
just
of white light.
Over.
Boom.
Done.
It could hit you,
Those people, yeah,
it could
you
hit
live
you in the back of the
upstate.
head.
You live upstate, that's it. You're walking around
You're
like
gonna
a
be suffering
zombie.
for a
Yeah. Eating radioactive apples as your teeth are falling out. I just want to be vaporized.
So upstate New York, it's a slow death.
Yeah, all those people with their survival
But
plans.
for us in New York City, it's just a flash.
Yeah, I don't want
Gone.
to. I don't want
Right.
to live through it and then try to rebuild it.
You're not going to Ithaca anytime soon, is what you're saying.
No, not at all. Or Lake Ontario Playhouse.
Oh,
I did that with Patrice one time.
That's a deep one.
Me and him had to drive 7 hours, and was he miserable because I made him sit in the back seat with his giant legs because I had my girlfriend, and she and I was just touching her hand the whole way. He said he wanted to fucking smash my head. He was miserable in the back. We had just met.
Was that when you had your Saturn?
I had my Saturn. and
Oh, God, I would have been miserable in the back of that thing.
I stuck that fucking cranky douche in the back while me and my love held hands in the front seat
For 7 hours.
7 hours. He was fucking miserable.
They broke up 2 days after the gig.
Of course.
Oh, he was just, you know how he would sigh. He was fucking
Did you at least
miserable.
move your seat up a little bit so he could?
Well, he
a
sat
little
behind
bit?
her. Yeah, she probably did that as a courtesy, but he was 6'8".
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Hey, I just want to say that Bill Burr is here, and the Madison Square Garden show is sold
That's
the
amazing,
fuck
dude.
out. It's sold out, Bill. Congratulations.
Good God,
Good God,
Bill.
yeah.
Before we beat the shit out of each other, I just want to say congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is
Greatest thing that ever happened to comedians was Napster. Totally destroyed the music business, and I think we're filling in the cracks.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's a
the
that's a good
star
angle
making.
on that.
Yeah, dude. So back in the day, there was like one guy did it in the fucking 80s. One guy sold. Then nobody did it in the 90s. Then Dane sold it,
It was Dice and Kinnison were
and
sort
Eddie
of doing it.
and Eddie did it. And
Eddie
then I
did
don't
it.
think anybody
Did
did
Eddie
it
do
in the
the Garden?
90s.
Oh yeah,
I think he did. Yeah.
Oh.
And then
Dane was the first one, really, right?
And Kinnison
yeah.
never did that.
And now it's like the last 3 years in a row somebody has been able to do it.
So
So.
you sold
it.
out
You
the
deserve
big
it.
room, Madison
Oh,
Square
it's-
Garden, or the
Yeah,
theater?
Saturday night.
It's
Yeah,
like
the big room.
when they changed the passing rules in the NFL. Like one guy threw for 500 yards in the 50s, one guy did it in the 60s, one in the 70s, and like 4 guys did it last year.
Yeah, but defenders have also gotten better too. So it's like one of those things where you're also competing with a lot more comedians than Dice was. And I'm not shitting on Dice, but there's a lot more people with social media. So it's not a small accomplishment. It's
Have you
fucking
walked
amazing.
through Madison Square Garden yet? To just
No, I haven't. But you know, I play drums as a hobby, so I'm actually setting up a drum kit in an empty Madison Square Garden. I'm going to play for like a half an hour before I take it down.
Are you filming it?
You got it.
I don't
you
know.
have to film it. You have to.
Slippery slope.
Yes,
Joe
you know,
Piscopo.
you
Even if
got
you
it.
never.
Joe
I would never do
Piscopo. Yeah, you
No,
can't
no,
film.
no,
You
no,
said
no.
take it down. I knew you were okay.
Absolutely,
I knew you were okay.
I said that on my podcast. I said, guys, I know what you're worried about. That eventually this is going to work its way into my show. I go, it isn't. It isn't.
You definitely have a drum kit you're setting up.
Yeah.
You
have
gotta
to.
film
You
it,
have to
even
do
if
it,
you don't
yeah.
do anything with
Yeah.
that shit.
It's a
Just
fucking great It's a great video of you playing in an empty garden. It's fucking phenomenal. You got to film that.
Sound
Okay.
check.
Wait
Sound
till
check.
wait till you walk around downstairs where all the the locker rooms and all that stuff is, and with all the famous pictures on the walls. It's gonna freak
No,
you the
I
fuck
opened
out.
for Dane one time down there.
Oh,
It was
so you
amazing.
know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's different if you're the guy actually doing it, but it was pretty amazing to see, like his picture. Like they take a picture of everybody that
Yes.
worked there or something. It's pretty cool.
He
Definitely cool.
Dane started the social media thing, like the whole social media explosion with MySpace. Like that was like as far as comedians.
He was the first to
Dane,
take it
yeah.
seriously.
He was the first to really understand how to use that.
Yeah, understood it. I got it.
Which one was he? MySpace.
MySpace was Dane's.
He killed it on MySpace.
AOL as well, though. He was really, really big. You could just punch, like they had something similar where you could be almost like an early version of being friends with somebody on AOL. And he would go into business meetings and go, "You got AOL?" And everybody said, "Yeah." And then he hit the button and it would just lock up everybody's computer.
Yeah.
Because everybody just started agreeing with whatever
I
he was
tried
saying.
that one chat room at a time.
Slowly.
Yeah.
7 people.
Yeah, exactly. I got some great pictures.
And now our pal is posting naked pictures of himself on Instagram.
Yeah, Bob Kelly sent me a picture
Did
of
you see
Dane's
that
ass.
one?
Did you see that on Instagram?
It is a good
It's going to
ass.
stir up a lot of emotions.
It's a wonderful
What?
ass.
Dane's cheeks.
Did you see Dane's cheeks?
I don't want to see this.
You got to see Dane's cheeks. You have to. I'm sorry, but you have to. I mean,
It's impressive.
It is impressive. He's in shape. It's our pal.
Where is it? It wasn't
Did he
long.
grease it up like Kim Kardashian?
I was going to say.
He posts a lot, so we got to go down a bit. But I can't believe you guys haven't seen Dane.
Yeah, I think I'm all
I
right.
can't believe I'm staring at the screen going, let's see it.
I think I'm all right.
If we find it. Maybe.
there it is.
There's Dane.
Oh, man. Good God. Shades of A-Rod in the black and white indulgence.
Yeah.
He posts this and he writes, I've got a surprise coming. I think we got the surprise already.
Yeah.
I would have photoshopped my dick
a
hanging
dick
down
pic?
a little further.
He's going to turn around in the next one.
It's like great.
You're probably thinking the same thing I am. If it wasn't for the hairy legs, I could quite enjoy this photo. But the
can't
hairy
even-
legs kills it.
I don't even know what's going on.
Bill, your favorite band, it looks like any day now they're going to announce a reunion, Guns N' Roses.
Oh, is that right?
One of your favorites, yeah. The rumors are swirling, as they say, but it's going to happen. They're going to announce very soon.
Yep.
They figured it out. Well, they figured it out because there was so much fucking money.
They're crazy not to.
Right. I think it all just came down to that in the end.
I was going to say, how many out of everybody? Izzy? Or we got Slash, Duff?
All of them.
Everybody, for real.
You're going with the
except
original
Axl.
lineup.
Everybody for real.
Except Axel.
He's the only one not committed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, so Axel's not in this.
No, it's Johnny
okay.
Mathis.
All right, good.
In a weird twist.
You laugh, but who wouldn't want to see that?
I would love to see Johnny Mathis.
I would love to see that.
Fucked up with that bit.
I would love that. That would be amazing.
Back to Ron White, presidential candidate. Are you doing a lot of interviews today? Are you pumping this shit up?
Yeah, all day long. We're going to be, I don't even know what it all is, but it's going to end up with Fox News at sometime later this afternoon.
So they're taking it seriously. You're doing a real. You're doing a real press
Junket.
tour. A junket.
It's a
thank you.
junket.
Yeah, it'll keep going until I have to spend money. And then that's what.
Maybe you'll get backers and donors. You don't need to spend your own money.
You need a super PAC.
Yeah, I don't have one. Although my good buddy of mine owns Patron, and he's behind this, so maybe he'll kick
Can you
it.
legalize Cuban cigars?
I got a little problem with the redistribution of wealth, but I got no problem with the redistribution of those cigars. Those are fantastic. Yeah, we're going to sneak them over.
Well, you're gonna meet resistance here. A lot of the people who are like the sugar cane. There's a lot of powerful people here who don't want a relationship with Cuba because they make money.
I get it. I mean, the redistribution of wealth is a little hard to swallow, and it doesn't seem much like a better idea now that it's been 50 years. But you just can't go into a country, take everything away from everybody that lives there, and make it your own.
Right.
That's hard to get over, especially for the people that were there.
But with everything going on with Cuba, you would assume we would have the Cuban cigars already. What's the
Well,
hold
you
on?
can bring them into the country.
You can finally bring them in.
You bring
Yeah,
like
you can-
2 in.
Yeah, right.
weird like that.
Like $200 worth, but the people at at customs have no idea how expensive they are. So you can bring a bunch of them in and go, that's $195, and they'll go, oh, well, all right, well, that makes sense.
No, okay.
But it's $1,000.
Oh, there you go.
I want to check out Cuba now. Would you want to check out Cuba?
I'd like to before they put a cheesecake factory and all that shit. Before they just turn
Straight
you know
up.
what? I guarantee you, once all the bullshit ends in like 20 years, people are gonna be like, that Castro kind of had a point.
That's always what happens. They sort of say that about Saddam
That's what
Hussein.
always happens. I used to
They
have
started to say that about Saddam.
I had a Yugoslavian hairdresser, and she talked about Tito over there, and she's like, "Oh, he was perfect, the dictator. They kept them all in." Like, you see what happened when they got rid of Tito? Everything went to hell over there.
Why did you have a hairdresser? That's the most disturbing part of that story.
Because I get a haircut like once every 6 weeks.
Oh, all right. Not
call
somebody
it a
that travels
hairdresser?
with you.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
We had Anthony Bourdain in. He's like, yeah, there's going to be a W hotel there within a couple of years. It's over, Johnny, for Cuba.
There's a McDonald's.
They're probably happy. They're sick of
the W
1950s
Hotel.
cars. Yeah, I do too.
The W Hotel.
No, that's what he was trying
No,
to
what
say.
I'm saying, I can't stand that fucking hotel.
Yeah, he was bummed. He's like, he would love to see that it stays sort of the same and they clean it up and make sure these buildings don't fall down. But he said, look, it's
the fucking
happen.
lighting in the W Hotel. Like
sucks.
it's
That
like
purple light? It's a
that
purple
porno
light, right?
set that they
Yeah.
give you for your room. It's like totally like for like when you're in your 20s hammered and
That's
you
what
don't know
it
what
is,
you're
right.
doing and you think think the lighting's going to help you make her come. Like that's what that whole everything looks jizzed on in that fucking hotel. It's gross. But the rooftop hotel, the bars are usually cool.
I can tolerate it for 3 years, but once a modern hotel starts to get a little worn out and a little dingy, that's when it looks intolerable to me. Just when it starts to break down just a little bit.
The
like
sheets are itchy. I don't like the sheets. They itch me. They're the same people that own the West End.
Me.
I have very delicate skin, Bill, and I don't like the the sheets.
Why don't you travel with pajamas?
I know. I like to sleep nude in a nice soft sheet.
Okay.
I was in Rochester the same time Jimmy was for a show because I have a lot of friends up there, and we were in the same hotel, a really nice boutique type hotel. And all of a sudden in the morning, I called Kenny and I go, "Where the hell's Jimmy?" He changed hotels in the middle of the night.
I went to a Holiday Inn Express because the pillows were no good and the sheets were itchy. I didn't like the bedding.
In the middle of the night, he left.
I need a good Courtyard Marriott bedding.
And the nude, right?
He took his luggage right out.
Yeah, with my itchy skin, my little red bottom. I need a nice, comfy, soft sheet.
My ex used to work for Cybil Shepherd. She was a personal assistant. Cybil Shepherd was here playing the Rainbow Room, and she called her after being in New York one day at the Waldorf and said, "Take all the bedding off my bed and FedEx it to me. These sheets are itching my ass. I don't like it." Same thing. Because my ex was going, "Go around the corner. There's a goddamn Leightoners. Go to a linen store. Buy." She goes, "I want you to take all the bedding off my bed and FedEx it to me right now, and I'm going to get them to put it on my bed at the Waldorf because these sheets and pillows are bothering me."
Cybil Shepherd was high maintenance, wasn't she?
Oh God,
I would imagine she would be.
You know, she was a nut. She was out of her mind. And she farted.
She's getting it for some reason.
And she farted all the time. She was always sending my ex to go get Beano, the anti-fart pills, and she'd send her to the drugstore and go, "Don't just get a bottle, get everything they have on the shelves."
Cybil Shepherd drops a lot of gassers.
So she's drinking Jack and Ginger. Her drink was Jack and Ginger, and it would apparently make her really farty.
And Beano.
Yeah, and Beano.
What a hell of a combination.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Oh, it was right.
I suddenly love her. I'd love to get a Dutch oven from Cybil Shepherd. How great would that be? What a story.
Elvis probably did. Yeah. Elvis probably got a Dutch oven.
If I find out Scarlett Johansson's a two-flusher, I'm going to fucking marry her.
You're going to come. Bill, F is for family. The teaser, I was frustrated by. I want to see more. I know
there you go. That's why they were teasing you with it.
It sets the tone. It's like a tone set.
The animation looks amazing, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been. I can't believe it's coming out.
You've been talking about this for it seems like years, right?
Yeah, we've been working on it forever. So it's finally coming out. It's going to be 6 episodes, and I think
on Netflix, right?
On Netflix, December 18th is when it comes out.
You're gonna be able to see all 6 episodes. I think you're not releasing them all at the same time, right?
Yeah, all at the same time.
Yeah.
You can binge watch it on Netflix. They're serialized. One leads into the next one because I didn't know what serialized meant.
Beautiful.
So yeah, it's based loosely on all of our childhoods.
They just give you it's a tone. I watched it, and it's like you can just see the tone of what this is going to be or who these people are. It's a smart way to do it. You don't give anything away, and people want to watch it.
Netflix is the shit. My last stand-up special, they cut the best trailer of anybody's ever. Like they really know what they're doing over there, and they've been like the network notes have been push it further.
Oh, wow. That's what you love to hear. That's the opposite.
That was the dream. Like coming up, you always wanted to hear that. It was like, why won't they just fucking just let us do our thing? So they were actually going like, yeah, push it further.
That's great because of all these places you go with your shows now. That now you get the freedom finally.
I think
because they're all competing with each other.
I think that's what ended up happening.
So
I guess,
it's
or
a good
they're
time for you
just
guys.
smart. I have no idea.
Right. You live in L.A., right?
Yes, I do.
What are you doing out here now? Or is the show that you get?
New York Comedy Festival.
Yeah,
sold out Madison
Sunday
Square
Night
Garden
Garden.
show.
Yeah.
Well, I got that. Which is, I know that you're one of the biggest comics in the world.
I don't know about that.
Well, I do. You sold out Madison Square Garden. I played the theater at Madison Square Garden.
Trick.
Yeah, right.
It's the old thumb. It's the trick thumb.
It's a real good
It's
one.
the New York Comedy Festival. Somebody does it every year.
Oh, okay. That's what's going on?
Yeah, so I'm here to do that, and then what's great is after that is done, that's my last gig of the year. 'Cause other than I got New Year's, so I'm already mentally
relaxing a little
drinking eggnog with a little bit of bourbon in it. So
what are you going to do on your downtime?
Are you shooting this or no? Are you going to film this or no?
No, you know what I am going to do? I am going to record the audio and maybe release it on vinyl or something like. I did that.
Have to.
Like when a few years ago when I did Carnegie. Like I just got to document it, but I just don't think that that's a good place to try to shoot. My hour's not ready. I don't think, anyways. But just to shoot it in that giant ceiling and everything. I just think it looks better in like a theater.
You should film it for your own use, though. Like, even if you don't sell it and it's not like distribution quality, you got to film it or hire a couple people with cameras just to have it for yourself, so you can always watch. That's an amazing thing, dude. You should have that.
Even if you just watch
really
it in your living room.
Yeah, for yourself, dude. It's like I opened for Dice there, and it was like I didn't have a photo. And I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with me? It was so stupid to not just get a picture.
2000?
It's up here.
Yes,
I've
The
said
camera in your mind.
that is true, but I can't show that to a girl and then fuck her in the ass.
And the truth comes out.
You gotta. That's amazing. You should really have somebody film it.
Speaking of comedians, I saw Bob Saget last night in Hand to God.
Was it good?
How was it? Dude, it was fucking
He's
funny.
begging me to go. I got to go.
I'm going.
And he's great.
He's good?
He's great. What's awesome is he comes out and the place applauds like a sitcom applause, but he's like, Bob Saget. And then immediately like, oh, wait a minute, he's this guy. He plays like this preacher. He was phenomenal, and it was.
He keeps riding me. When are you coming? I'll try for next week.
I have a date. I'm already going. I have a date
You
set.
gotta go.
I just got to find the time. What are you going to do with your downtime? You got anything planned? You're just going to chill the fuck out?
I'm doing the comedy jam thing, the goddamn comedy jam, part of the festival. You never heard of that?
No.
Oh, it's basically, a bunch of comics started off trying to be musicians and just failed miserably.
Nice.
So you go up, you do stand-up, you talk about the awful band you were in or something dumb that happened to you at a concert, and then at the end there's a live band there, and you jam with the band. Either if you sing, play guitar, play drums, whatever it is you do.
Cool. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
So
And
you basically go down there and make an ass of yourself. So I'm doing that Friday night. Josh Adam Myers does the show.
Okay. And Ron, he flies helicopters now.
Do you travel in helicopters? Do you actually fly them yourself? Or you
Solo. He's solo.
I got a pilot's license.
He's fucking Duvall.
That's wonderful.
Now.
I love riding it. I've done it a million times. I obviously enjoy that.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's amazing.
It's fun to approach New York City in a helicopter.
I never did that.
My son on Father's Day one year flew from Atlantic City to New York City in a helicopter.
Oh yeah, that's the shit.
Yeah, I just loved it.
Do you know back in the day when you flew first class on Pan Am? Remember the MetLife
Yes.
building used to be the Pan Am building? You landed at JFK, and when you got off, they took your bags, you walked over to a helicopter, they flew you to the top of that building, and you walked out onto a bar. And your option was basically to continue on to your destination or stay there and have a couple of drinks. Like, that was first class. But then some guy crashed the helicopter.
And ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, went down the side of the building and landed on somebody.
Wait, that happened in Manhattan? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You would think they would get past that.
What year was this going on?
That's got to be the 70s.
I'm trying to figure out how to...
You can pull it up.
That sounds like 70s shit.
77.
There you go.
1977.
A lot of weird stuff happened between 74 and 78. A lot of strange
Yeah,
stuff.
5 killed, 8. Oh, it's flipped
The
over.
Son of Sam crap and copter crash on Pan Am roof. 5 killed, 8 hurt as craft flips. You would think they would take a year off and go right back to it, though. No,
Look at that double heli. It's like the presidential helicopter. That must have been great.
look at that.
Is that what it was?
Oh,
Yeah,
look at it.
yeah, like Air Force.
Yeah, and I see
the
what's
Air Force
great about
chopper.
that. 2 independent engines. You're never going to have...
Can you fly on one of those?
No.
Like, can one engine fly or no?
No.
Oh, you can't.
No, you have to have both of those rotors going, right?
No, you can't. Yeah, one, you could, sure.
You could, like, it's like a twin engine plane. One engine. Can
I think,
get
you know what is the weird thing? I don't know anything about those, but you don't need the tail rotor because one goes clockwise, the other goes counterclockwise. So I don't know what would happen. I would think if you lost one of those, it would start to spin you around. Then you'd have to auto rotate. I don't know. You guys got me in over my head. I just fly single engines. I did take the
We're just
advanced.
staring at you because we have no fucking idea.
I did take the advanced auto rotation class, and I did full down. So they basically simulate engine failure, and you got to take it all the way to ground.
So you actually turn your engine off?
What you do is you just go almost like putting the car in neutral. It's kind of the same principle.
Does the thing stop spinning?
No, no. If that happens, you're in trouble.
Okay. Then you drop like a greased brick.
You're using your forward airspeed and the weight of the ship to keep it turning.
Yeah.
So rather than bringing air into the main rotor, known as induced flow, that I learned in my ground school.
Very nice.
It says it's going up through it and keeps it turning. So it's kind of not that hard to do.
From going down?
Yeah.
The downward push?
Yeah, as you're going down, the air's rushing
Yeah,
up
you
through
use
it.
it and it'll just settle down like a parachute. You'll just literally settle down
In
easily.
planes, they say that one of the mistakes they made in one of the crashes was over the ocean. They said they thought they were losing airspeed because those whatever those little indicators were wrong. So instead of pointing the plane down a bit and catching some lift,
probably.
They tried angling the thing up, and that just fucking stalled them, and they fell.
Ouch. All right, listen, we got to take a break. Bill Burr is here. Sold out show, Madison Square Garden this Saturday.
And Friday, where's that gig Friday?
You know what that just reminded me of? When I got my license, I wanted to start reading one of those fucking airplane magazines, and I read it, and every other article is about some weekend warrior like me who did something wrong and was fucking dead. I read like 3 of them. Like, I can't read this goddamn magazine.
That's smart.
There was no saved it good stories. They were all negative, horrible.
I think one of them was a redhead too. So it kind of looks like me.
Oh no!
They should leave you with one happy story at the end of that magazine.
Yes.
Just one.
No, it's either something you can't completely afford, or it's some jerk off renting something that you would fly.
Right.
And what he did, he hit a fucking power line, or he was showing off, or he didn't keep the thing maintained.
How do you rent the helicopter before we go? Like, what do you got to call in
just
advance?
like Hertz. You just go walking in.
Preferred customer,
Credit card, frequent flyer.
Yeah, no, you can just. I mean, I rent them from the place that I learned how to fly because I know that those guys fly them properly. And like the thing about it is
maintenance is good.
Yeah, and you got to worry about metal fatigue. If someone yanked the guts out of the thing, like metal, like when a weld fails, you don't know it until it does. So if someone's like every I think 2,200 hours, they take the whole fucking thing apart and all new parts, rebuild it. Anything that looks fishy, but if someone is
they X-ray the frame.
Yeah, if somebody's flying it like an asshole, then that 22 hours becomes 1,800 hours, becomes 1,500, depending on what they're doing. So it could be kind of a scary thing. So yeah, it's a scary hobby.
How much does it cost to rent a helicopter?
What's the
I need to know.
It's like a couple $100.
That's it?
I would
assume it'd be way more than that.
depending on how long you fly, fly it, and then what size.
What height are you going to?
How high do I usually fly? I don't know. Depends on where the surface of the ground is. I'd say like 1,500, 2,000.
Okay.
You try to stay there because the fixed wing guys, which is just regular airplane, and they never are on the fucking radio. So many of them, they just fucking fly around out there. And I had a guy one time. I was flying. I'm flying along, and I'm on the right, and this freaked me the fuck out. Freaked me the fuck out because I was it made me feel like I was on the wrong radio frequency. And I'm announcing my position. This fucking asshole, like about 11 o'clock, just went right over me. He's a little bit off to the left. I shouldn't tell this. I didn't tell my wife that. And he just went flying right by me. And I looked at the person I was flying with, one of the instructors. I'm like, "Is that cool?" And she was just like, "No,
it's not.
That's not cool."
How close you think? If you had to guess.
I mean, it was way too close.
A few hundred feet.
Yeah, and a few hundred feet looks like they're going by you on the highway.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't like coming up in somebody's in my blind spot shit.
Yeah.
This is that
and
in
the thing is,
air.
Those guys can't because they have the hood. They have like 45 degrees. They see straight out and then up. So if you're underneath them, those guys can come down on you. So you really got to, yeah. But I got to tell you, dude,
it's a hell of a hobby.
No, but it's way less scarier than driving. Once you get it and then you start driving down the highway, that will freak you out because you're driving like 70 miles an hour. Basically in formation, like you're in the Blue Angels, but nobody's talking to anybody. People are texting, they're on fucking drugs and shit. You know what I mean? You have no idea what they're gonna do. And thank God the cars are so friggin' safe. But did you see that fucking guy out in L.A.?
Which one?
This poor kid, like 20 years old. He's driving like an idiot, right?
Oh, where he ended up?
He ended up on the sign. Did you see that?
No.
Dude, he was flipping. He got ejected out of his car. And the trajectory sent him up like, where the highway sign is? You can drive an 18-wheeler underneath it.
Right. Yeah.
He hits this thing like a double off the Green Monster and then just slides down and lands on the scaffolding. And they got there. They were looking for the body. Like, where the hell is it? And they probably was like, yeah, I know where the fuck. There it is.
Here's the picture. Wow. We're in a commercial here with this video. But, yeah, dead up on the sign. Crazy. There he is.
Wow.
Covered up in the white sheet.
And I don't know why they cover him with the sheet.
That's where he landed.
Right, obviously got up there.
You know what's under there.
How do you get him? Just tip him off.
Well, you don't want people drive by with kids and see something.
No, but I mean, why is he still up there?
You think when he was flying through the air, he thought for a moment, I think I might be all right.
I might make this.
I'm going to break something, but I think I'm going to be all right. And then he hits that sign.
Yeah.
Fuck. I just don't understand in this day and age that cars still could fly, at you. Only a few feet off.
Oh, it's not the end. Just when you're driving down the street and there's just that person coming at you. Like I rode a motorcycle last year. I stopped. I got rid of the fucking thing.
You were done with motorcycles.
Somebody else took my head off. They went over the double line a little bit. They were coming around that way, and I'm going around like this, and my head is like that, and the person came around, I went up and went back like that. I got off the bike, I was shaking. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Done.
Yeah, I'm done.
I would like them to figure that one out at least.
He decided to retreat into the sanctity of helicopters.
Way safer.
Way safer.
I'll tell you, he's out of their fucking
peaceful
mind.
out
Surfers. Surfers.
Oh, really?
Fly in a helicopter over the ocean. You will not fucking believe what is out there. And you won't even know what it is, because I'm not Jacques Cousteau. You just fly going, what the fuck is that?
Oh, that's
What
gotta be
is that?
cool.
And then you look over, and there's some jerk off like 100 feet away on like a surfboard, just sitting there like waiting to catch a wave.
Has no idea what's
Hey,
going
you
on.
want to be like, dude, get out.
Has no idea what's going on underneath.
Yeah,
him.
You see all that shit. Wow. You see whales from up there?
Yep.
That's cool.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
they look like
that's really cool.
they have like LED light on them, because when they get close to the surface and the sun with the water on them and stuff, they look like they're like little glowworms. It's really cool.
How far out are you when you see them?
We were flying to Catalina Island. I only have like 10 hours solo time, and flying, I'm not nervous about flying. It's the fucking radio, man. The radio and listening, like people talking and shit and trying to hear, So I've just been doing like short flights and that type of thing. But, it's fun as shit though. But it's one of those things though, you'd like to talk to other people that do it, because all other people who don't fly talk about is dying. Like, what if this happens? What if that happens? So you're just like, because that's always in the back of your head, a little bit. But I've talked to all those pilots, like the time when I had to do, one of the lessons was you had to do a 3-hour solo flight. So it was 3 fucking hours. You landed at a controlled and an uncontrolled airport. You had to get fuel and all of this type of stuff. And I've never been so mentally exhausted when I got back. Like, the greatest sound I ever heard was when I pulled the mixture in the fucking, after I landed and I just got off, and I was just like, dude, I drove home. Like, I can't explain it was one of the weirdest feelings. It was just exhilarating and nauseating feeling all at the same. Just kept looking over at that empty seat going, what the fuck am I doing?
I'm up here by myself.
Yeah, what am I doing? And I remember when I made it to the one and I was able to refill, and you're sitting down and, how it works is, another instructor follows you in another helicopter with the student, but she was flying really slow. So I was outside the range of their radio. So I really was by myself. So if I was fucking up on the radio, I have no idea, but there was just too much shit to talk
How far
about.
is radio range if she was out of range?
I don't even know. I just think
You were seeing.
I know what it was. You know what it was? Not radio range. What it was I would go to a place where I had to change radio frequencies, and then she was still in another section, so she'd be on a different frequency, so she couldn't hear if I was screwing up or if I missed, something like a landmark or something. That's the fucked up thing up there is you could get lost. If you don't know what you're doing, and then you're up there and you don't know where the fuck you are. That's so. But you just go to Google Maps and you just look. It's weird. You got to draw.
You're using Google Maps in a helicopter.
No, not in the helicopter. Before you fly, and you just draw. You think you know it when you're on the ground. You think you know it, and then you go up there and it looks way different. So there's obvious shit that you can see once you've been in L.A. enough times. Like with a. Downtown L.A., you can start to see shit, but there's definitely, when you start going east and like flying along the 91 and stuff, like you can get fucking lost. There's a couple of times, like I'm like, wait a minute, is that the 50 or the 57? And you're just up there by yourself and you're just like, dude, what do I do? That's
amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool. All right, we definitely have to take a break. We got Bill Burr, Madison Square Garden. We got Jimmy and Erie this weekend. Tonight show?
Tomorrow and Friday. And I also got pre-sale for New Year's Eve in Rhode Island and Birmingham, and the Fox Theater in Foxwoods, and then the Terry Fedor Theater and the Mirage in Vegas both go on sale today at 10.
Ron White running for president officially?
Absolutely, and I've got some gigs too, but I'm not sure where they are. D.C. this weekend.
I would
Warner
hope
Theater
so.
in
That's where you
Washington,
belong.
D.C. Friday, Saturday at the Chrysler Hall in Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
DC in the heart of it
I
all.
can make it.
Yeah. You could take some meetings while you're down
Absolutely.
We're decreasing in venue as you get down to me. We started with Madison Square Garden. We're working our way down.
Why didn't we close with that?
there. We should have closed it.
Hey, I gotta say, Ron, you have presidential hair though.
He's got
really
a good head of
do.
hair.
What a
It is
head of
good
fucking hair.
It's a
You
good head of hair.
son of a bitch,
I
man.
was trying to get it to look like Donald's, but nobody knows how to do it. It looks like a condor, a baby condor you can find if you just dug around in there a little bit.
Vic, what do you got?
I'm at Go Bananas Comedy Club Thanksgiving week, so all week long for 6 shows. So come see me.
Huh?
Hold on, we got to say goodbye to.
Oh, okay. President White's leaving?
President White has another appointment.
Where's he going?
Oh, okay.
What happened?
I guess I don't have to go.
Roland's saying he has more time.
Oh, you got a little more time. That's nice. You're heading off to Fox, right?
I don't know. I think I'm doing some other comedy stations.
Oh, Pete Dominic.
That's the thing. Comedians never know where they're going.
I know.
I never know.
I don't keep up with it.
People go, "What time's your show tonight?" I'm asking the crowd. "Oh, I'm coming to your show tonight." "Oh yeah, what time is it?"
So I could be there.
What time should I get there?
Why? You got to give us a little more on your candidacy.
Well, I got people are asking me a lot about global warming, and I know that at one time there were no armadillos north of Dallas, and now they're up north of Tulsa. So the armadillos are moving. Something's going on.
They're moving north.
They're moving north. The armadillos are. So we're going to have to address it eventually.
Not just the killer bees
No, it's just the armadillo.
and the armadillos too, huh?
I think armadillos are not stressed enough in politics, and I think you should definitely talk about them.
I think people understand when I talk about them. I
They
think
do. I know
they
what
do.
you're saying.
If you drive them south of Tulsa, does global warming stop?
It's hard to hurt them. You have to have a little bitty horse.
It's like a burrow. You have to have a burrow.
Yes.
But no, when they go south of Tulsa, you know you're making a difference.
Oh, okay.
That's how you tell
I
them.
understand.
What about the minimum wage? That's a big thing this week.
I believe that you have to pay people a fair wage, enough money for them to live on, or you're a piece of shit.
Most of the Republicans are against raising it to $15 an hour, though.
Yeah, it was bold of Walmart to step up and raise the minimum wage to $15. The first thing
That's
I've ever
because they got skeletons in that closet. You know, they were
they don't want
beating
people.
children and shit. That must be allegedly.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
Yeah. See, I can't make claims like that anymore. I can't. They'll
They
sue me.
paid off Tracy Morgan like it was nothing.
Oh yeah, you know. But you know, there was.
Wow.
I bet the amount of stories that were going to come out if they didn't get out in front of that one.
Yes. So, like, hey, give him whatever he wants.
They tried
We're
some
still
lawyer
good.
stuff. They tried some. Tracy
Early
was
on.
wearing a seatbelt and it made the paper,
And that was it.
And then they were just like, pay him because it looked really bad. Walmart lawyers are blaming Tracy for his own accident. You know, so it's just
Yeah.
terrible.
If he wasn't, goddamn well, if he wasn't Tracy Morgan, they would have.
Yeah.
They would have been. Well, you weren't wearing your seatbelt, so.
Yeah, John Q. Regular guy probably wouldn't have gotten the same fair share.
Oh, not at all.
No, he would have gotten money, but not with
Yeah,
Tracy.
right.
He would have owed Walmart money.
Yeah,
He'd be working a shift down there.
damage to the fender of the truck.
I don't even know why that was Walmart's fault.
Their driver. It was their
It
driver.
was a Walmart truck.
Slammed into him.
Slammed right into Tracy
Yeah.
Morgan, yeah.
Doing one of their typical 72 hours straight shifts,
Right. Yeah, I don't watch the news.
something like that. That's good. That's another good
You
thing
don't
to say
watch
as
the
a
news and you
candidate.
want to be the
Right.
president?
Don't say that.
You know what? I
You
tune
make
in
the-
if I
You're
know that
saying
there's
bad
something
things here.
going on. I'll tune in for a minute. I can't watch it. I can't watch it. It's drug commercials with all those bad side effects on and on and on and
How
on.
the fuck do they sell product?
I don't know, but and then there's lawsuits suing the people that were advertising last year, and that's always just a steady diet of that on CNN and Fox. That's all they do. I'm sitting there going, somebody sell me some fucking cereal or something.
I saw one of the side effects. They said if you have suicidal thoughts,
Yeah.
and they just write suicidal thoughts. Blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Right.
suicidal thoughts. You take this thing,
Right next to headaches.
Yeah, you got like an eczema, and then you're like, wait, should I kill myself? It's like, dude, like, how is that fucking legal?
It's like
suicidal thoughts.
It's 15 seconds of positivity and then everything that could go wrong for the next 45, and they
And then-
still sell product.
and then they go right back out of it like they never said anything.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that. Anyway, so
Right.
this is a
If
great
none
drug.
of that bothers you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I don't watch the news that much, and I actually didn't watch the Democratic debate.
What do you watch then if it's not the news?
YouPorn, and I tell you why, because nobody ever dies on YouPorn. There's never been one death on YouPorn, and I just don't like it when
Well, you
people
got to go in
die.
the horse category.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh,
There's that
Jesus.
fucking callback.
The one from Seattle is so deeply disturbing. He thought his buddy was going to be able to handle how much he could take, right? Is that how that story
Kenneth
goes?
Pinion, he was a Boeing,
What?
but he was a Boeing engineer.
But he had a buddy that was
It
supposed
was
to
the guy.
control
That, I don't
the
know if it was
penis.
a friend. It was the guy that worked at that horse farm.
right,
And that was what
okay.
they did. And
They control how much you're going to take, and boy, the horse wasn't having it. The horse wanted all of it inside him. and that was it.
You've seen that video, right?
No, I never.
No,
I was here the day you guys were showing that.
What channel?
Rogan I think Rogan or somebody brought it in.
I'm trying
really
to
shouldn't have
remember.
fucking dropped his name into this fucking horrible mess. I just feel like an asshole saying that. But yeah, no, I didn't.
Did you see the snake video yet?
No, dude, I don't want any of that in my hard drive.
Show him the snake video.
No, I'm not watching it.
I have respect for this guy.
This happened
I'm
over
not watching.
This
Are you
could be the
over
most.
18?
This is the most disturbing video.
Why
of
would
the
I
year.
want to watch it?
Ron, you better.
Why would I want to
Ron,
watch it?
respect
Opie,
this
I
man's
don't want to
tenacity.
see it.
This could affect your candidacy.
No means
Ron,
no.
You might want to leave right before we play this. This is so ridiculous. Deadspin put it on their site.
Yeah.
You're not going to watch.
I'm going to listen to some music.
He just
He's
switched that
going to
phone.
his phone. He's going to his phone
He
for a
just put his
little
beats on.
That's right.
Andreas Segovia.
He knew this was going to happen today. Bill knew. He's prepared. Ron, you got to see this. You
guys
have
ever listen
see
to
this.
Perfect Circle?
I know who that
Yes.
is, yeah.
Oh, they're
Love
phenomenal.
Perfect Circle. Let's go. All right. Yes.
I can't help
I
it.
don't
I
think
gotta see
I'm just
it.
going to look
Oh,
at
here we
Ron's
go.
face and see the reaction.
Yeah, look at the front of his pants and watch the reaction.
Oh, God.
Oh, you haven't seen anything yet.
No.
Move the mouse.
Look at that. That's Ron's soul right now, telling him to stop looking.
How do you not respect the man able to keep an erection in this situation?
I didn't even know you could do that with a snake. Did you even know you could do that with a snake?
See, I thought it was a snake up somebody's ass. I didn't know he was actually fucking the
Is it
snake.
over, Vic?
It's still up
Yeah,
there.
it's
It's
still
frozen.
up there.
It's frozen.
There's a longer version of that where he really.
Well,
Yeah.
how-
Goes
what's
down.
I'm glad. Good.
Where
Okay.
the snake talks about how he felt after, how embarrassed he is, how silly goosey.
You know
feels
if
like.
it's a male or a female snake.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I
weird.
hope it's a female because I don't go for the other stuff.
What is the snake thinking? What is he thinking?
It feels good, you know. That's
think?
that's why he feels bad is because it feels so good.
Yeah.
He
Feels so
doesn't-
good.
He knows it's wrong, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Snake is just thinking it's not my fault.
see, I've got
that video made
snake fucking
over the weekend.
Just the fact that there's
That's
a
crazy.
caption that says snake fucking.
Just the fact that somebody can achieve an erection and do that is just mind-boggling.
Somewhere now in a hillbilly Baptist church down south, there are a lot of angry people screaming blaspheme for. They really think that he's having sex with their Jesus. That's what's going on.
Some unbelievable.
What clicked in my head?
I'm glad I didn't see that.
No, it was stupid.
Yeah, you blow off all
He's
that
pulling
stuff,
it back
right?
up here. Don't turn around.
Jimmy watches all. The videos Jim Norton watches. I just can't do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do watch a lot of video. I like knockout videos and shit. Like that was the one I was watching, like going, "There's something wrong with me," because I remember the first time I saw wrestling when I was a kid, and I thought it was real.
Yeah.
It made me sick to my stomach just to see somebody getting beat on like that. And now just this shit that I watch on YouTube.
What knockouts? Hockey fights or
No,
MMA.
just
MMA.
kids
Street
in
fights?
school, dude. I saw, dude. There was one that fucking kid killed the other kid. One punch knockout, and the kid, the classic thing, he went back and hit his head on the tiles, and he went into a coma, and he fucking died, man.
Jesus.
It's unreal.
Yeah, those are rough to watch
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. Yeah, you're laying on the ground dying as everyone's screaming "World
Jimmy
Star."
watches the beheadings.
No,
I haven't watched one of those in a long
I
time.
just can't do
No,
it.
I haven't watched one in a while. They're you can't unsee them, and they're just too visceral.
About 10 years ago, we started watching one back at the
They're
old
horrible.
joint, and I was like, no, I'm done.
They're horrible.
I understand what this is. I don't need to actually see it.
Oh, and they take out like that paring knife and saw your fucking head off as you're alive. I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I had my first police altercation at a wrestling match, the pro wrestling match that's not real, and I was like 8 years old, and my cousin took me down there in Amarillo at the Sportatorium, and it was Wahoo McDaniels versus the Super Inferno, and I hated the Super Inferno with all my heart, and I loved Wahoo McDaniels, and so I figured out that the good guys were coming out of here and the bad guys were coming out of here. So I went up there and I waited for the Super Inferno to come out and I spit on him. and I was just, the police came up and grabbed me, and I'm like, well,
How old
I
are
thought
you?
we hated him.
8 years old.
And I just,
Aren't we supposed to hate him?
right. I thought I was going to get a round of applause, which I did from my cousin. Once he took me over to my cousin, and he was spitting on the Super Inferno. You got it. And as soon as they left, he was like, way to go, way to go. Fuck the Super Inferno.
You would think the wrestlers would handle all that stuff.
No,
Dude,
apparently
I
they
was
still don't
watching-
like to be spit on.
I was watching another video of people fighting or whatever, and these guys were going after this crazy guy on the subway, and he was just so fucking crazy, and they were too normal that they couldn't deal with him, and he kept spitting at them. He'd just go, and then he'd go, got you. Got you. He just kept saying, got you, and he would spit. Dude, it was so fucking disgusting. And these guys would stay within his spit zone.
Yeah.
Because they kept acting like they were going to hit him, and then he would spit on him. And it was one of those deals where it was crazy person spit, so like you're so in your fucking head like, oh my God, like do I have like hepatitis now or something?
Right. And you know it smells bad.
Yeah, it was really... there was something funny about it, so I got to stop watching those. The internet's bad for you, dude. We're all like we worked on the fucking Vice Squad for like 8 years. The shit that you can see on the internet.
It's crazy. It's unbelievable, actually.
Having said that, I'll watch more today.
It's called Mr. Hands.
Did you?
Yeah, that's what it. This is his real name.
What is Mr. Hands?
It's a funny video, but he can't find
You want to
it.
watch Mr. Hands with us, Bill?
No.
Are you sure?
This is back to your music.
Why?
Go back to Perfect
Is he going to
Circle.
switch headphones again?
I think he's
Put
going
on the
back.
Mr. Ed
He's
theme
going
song.
back to Perfect
So I
Circle.
need to switch headphones.
Bill, I love that you're prepared for this
Not on
today.
Yeah, the Opie and Jimmy show. You bring in your extra pair. You go to your safe. You
Have
go
a
to your safe
playlist.
place.
You have a playlist. It's called Safe Place. It's called.
And I just look at the reaction of other people's faces, and I go, "I'm glad I didn't see that."
Mr. Hands is it's a fun video.
He's looking on YouTube.
No, I'm not.
All right.
No, we'll
Oh,
find.
the second you're off YouTube,
It's a problem.
It's not PG-13 anymore.
YouTube shows some stuff I was surprised at too. Like they show deaths, and there was a few things on YouTube I was shocked that they showed.
They usually don't show death though.
Have
I've
you
seen a few, yeah, like from car accidents.
Yeah,
and shit
car
like that.
accidents.
Yeah, they
Those-
got a few on there.
But you don't see like the body.
Yeah, they won't show the graphic, like stuff that fucking chaotic or live leak will show. But
I'm okay with that. Two guys, one horse. Oh, that's
these
just
are just reaction
reactions.
shots.
These are just the reaction shots.
Not as easy as
You know,
think.
this stuff adds up in your head,
Yeah,
right? The
I
more of
think
this
so.
crap you just stack up
I
in
think
there.
Yeah.
I think it starts eroding inside.
That's what's going on right
Ruin
now.
your
And-
brain.
Yeah, I don't find it erotic. It's just silly. What a
Hey,
way
how
to
about
go.
those Royals, man?
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Scrappy
Go
team.
blue.
Scrappy
great.
team.
They were supposed to win, though. They were the better team over the Mets.
I know, but yeah, it was good to see.
They were-
But the Mets came out of nowhere. And it looks like
I actually enjoyed watching the Mets play too. I was actually kind of rooting for them. I didn't know who I liked both of those teams.
I didn't know
Are you
either.
an Auburn fan?
I am an Auburn graduate. Yeah.
War Eagle.
War damn Eagle. They're not doing that well this year, but I love Auburn.
I
yeah,
wanna,
you had. I wrote you something once on Twitter. You were in Tuscaloosa, at Alabama, and I was like, they were. I tried to shit on you while you were in Tuscaloosa just because you were there, and I hate Alabama. So, but do you like Alabama? You like
No,
SEC?
I love SEC football, and whoever's that radio show that they had. That guy down there that since it now became
Paul
like national.
Feinbaum. Paul
my
Feinbaum.
God,
yeah.
dude.
He's
You
on
gotta
the
listen.
SEC Network.
Dude,
Yeah.
when Auburn and Alabama fans would call up, dude, it's some of the greatest sports radio I've ever heard.
Yeah?
Like the level that people give a shit about this one game. It's in the state, and they're just
absolutely.
like, there's
My brother's
people
in the 30
losing
for
their
30.
mind.
Yeah, my older brother's in the 30 for 30. There's 30 for 30 documentary called Roll Tide War Eagle, and he's in that.
That's where I found the guy who poisoned the trees.
Yeah, so Terry's in
Wait,
that.
what?
Terry's all through that.
Explain some of this stuff.
This crazy Alabama fan. There's these oak trees that were on the corner by Toomer's Drugstore in Auburn, and one of the things they would do if they had a big victory in any sport, one of the rowdy games could win a gold medal in the Olympics or the football or the baseball, but they would go down there and roll the trees and throw toilet paper in the trees. So this psycho nut job Alabama fan who named his kids like Crimson and Tide.
Say why he did it. You remember why he did it?
He called in and he called in was bragging, but I can't remember what exactly set him off.
He did it because
He poisoned the trees and called in on the show and told on himself, and
Wait,
then
we
got
got
arrested.
the call. I gotta hear this call.
Yeah.
Meadville, Alabama. Hey, Al.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Well, thanks.
When Bear Bryant died, I was living in Texas, and I really didn't understand the Alabama-Auburn rivalry. But a good friend of mine that lived in Birmingham sent me a copy of the newspaper showing the Auburn students rolling Toomer's Corner celebrating.
Yes, I was leading that rally. I was at Auburn that year. I was doing that. No, I had speakers in my window celebrating Bear Bryant's dead. In my apartment complex, I had the Allman Brothers going.
Really?
I was full on partying. And they didn't roll. First of all, he's wrong. Yeah, I was totally celebrating when Bear Bryant died. And people that would drive by my apartment and look at me and going, "You fucking suck. You're horrible." And I'm like, "Woo!"
They did that at Ohio State. Ohio State when Bo Schembechler died.
Yeah.
And they had a punk band there called the Dead Schembechlers.
Sure.
So, like,
he went to the mall in our town to sign his book, Barry Bryant, and my buddy Norton and I were 10 years old, and like little 8-year-old Ron White, we drove our bikes to the mall and were circling the book sign and going, "Fuck you, you're drunk!" We're screaming at him because he was always drunk on the Alabama replay the next day. It was fun as Auburn fan to watch the replay because he would call players out that had graduated 3 years before because he's sitting there in the studio, bourbon drunk.
Wow.
It was wonderful as an Auburn fan to go, "That's old Kenny Stabler." And no, Coach, that's not Kenny Stabler. It's 1970. He graduated in 66. And bingo! When somebody hit somebody real good, he just yelled bingo. But it was a joy. Just think about any of your sports teams that you hate. If you got the next day, got to watch their replay, and their coach is drunk making an idiot of himself.
That'd be fun.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Well, these guys basically, these students
go back
the
to the call.
students went up there and they just put some Auburn stuff on the Bear Bryant statue. So just because of that, this guy goes down
and poisons 200-year-old oak tree.
And admits it on this radio show. Go back to the call.
Yeah, calls up and admits it.
Even though I know what you just got through saying, and even though I know you're quoting from a newspaper, I just have the most difficult time ever believing that Auburn students rolled Toomer's Corner when the news broke that Coach Bryant died. Does anyone else remember that? I don't.
Do you want me to send you a copy of I still have a newspaper clipping.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of awkward here because I'm not doubting your truthfulness. I'm just. Are you guys in the other room in as much shock as I am? That is just one of the most shocking things I've ever heard. I do not want to believe that is true.
Okay, let me finish my story.
Okay.
This year I was at the Iron Bowl.
There's no way that could be true.
Well, okay. This year I was at the Iron Bowl.
Okay.
And I saw where they put a Scam Newton jersey on Bear Bryant's statue.
Okay, I mean, again, that's 28 years later.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what I did. The weekend after the Iron Bowl, I went to Auburn, Alabama, because I lived 30 miles away, and I poisoned the 2 tumors trees.
Okay, well, that's fair.
I put Spike 80 DF in them.
Did they die?
He admits it, like he's not going to get caught.
Did they die?
They're not dead yet, but they definitely will die.
Is that against the law to poison a tree?
Well, do you think I care?
No.
Okay, I really don't. Hey, and you can tell Tammy, I hope... Never mind. Roll down tide.
I'm going to say right now, you're never supposed to say, "There's no way, never, I've done it before." There is no way that story is true. There is no possibility that any human being, upon hearing of another person's death...
He's wrong there because I did. It's completely wrong.
Would have rolled Toomer's Corner.
I didn't roll it. No, but I was partying when he died.
All right.
Do you believe that story to be true? I'll come back to you. What about you, Dallas? You're an Auburn man. You're a graduate. You're an alum.
What year is this call?
I'm just
3 years ago. Cam Newton was 2010.
I was living here at the time. I was just here. It seems like I would have.
So that set off a shitstorm, and they went and they tested the tree. Whatever they did,
And
they found out that he did poison him, and then they found out who the guy was. And then he tried to retract his story.
Yes, his name's Harvey Updike.
Yeah, and his
you know
excuse.
what's he look like?
My brother's in the documentary. Terry was infuriated that they validated the idiot and put him in the documentary because you shouldn't validate the idiot ever in life. And but the producers and the director said he had such a passionate, psychotic stare.
Oh, look at this guy.
That they just wanted to. Yeah, they just wanted to catch him. They just wanted. There was no way.
His reason for doing it, he goes, I got too much Bama in me. He was quoting a football player that I guess when Auburn was running back a kickoff, I believe he came off the sidelines and hit the guy, and they said, "Why did you do it?" He goes, "I got too much Bama in me," something like that.
That was in the Rose Bowl in the 30s, and it was the Alabama Rice. But the guy jumped off the sideline and knocked the Rice player down in the 30s.
Big,
That's awesome.
He's got that big over the top walrus mustache too. Jesus.
So he got the shit beat out. Every time he would go to court, he made the first time he went to go to court when they caught him, he made the mistake of stopping at the only gas station that didn't have a security camera, and fucking 3 students rolled up in a car and jumped out and beat the fuck out of him while he was putting gas in his car, and then drove away, and they still didn't catch those guys. They got away with it.
Did the trees end up dying?
The trees are dead. They've replanted new ones. They carted them away about a year ago. And
how much time did he get?
And so he got fined a bunch of shit that he ain't got any money and can't pay anyway.
A lot of time for
now you get
poisoning a tree.
probation. We get probation and like $100,000 worth of fines, but the fucker he's paid like $200 in restitution because that's all he's been forced to leave the state. He has to live in Louisiana.
He's got problems. Yeah.
He has to live in Louisiana now. Is where he lives.
Is he unpopular there?
And so I don't know.
The northern part of Alabama, they probably love him. Probably hook him up with tickets and shit.
And 90% of the state probably like him because you're the bastard stepchild if you're an Auburn fan. The whole state's Alabama. You went to Auburn and you had a family member that went to Auburn. That's who Auburn fans are. Alabama fans went to Walmart and bought a fucking T-shirt. That's the long and the short of it. I got no problem with any Alabama fan that graduated or went to Alabama, but it's the other 900 million idiots that ruin it.
So you got this shit in your heart as well.
They're sending funeral wreaths to my family's house when I'm a little kid. I'm waking up to go to school in the morning in the 3rd grade, and my mother's like, "Oh my God!" And I'm like, "What is it?" And somebody has sent a big old bouquet of black roses and put, "We're going to murder your son in the ball game this week," because that's the shit they did. It's hardcore crazy Southern football. There's nothing else to do, so everybody gets over involved in it.
There's something to be said for PC culture.
You can use a little bit, right, Jimmy? A little taste.
Tell them the story about your niece wanting tickets to that game. And
my middle brother, who also played at Auburn. Both my brothers played at Auburn. I went to Auburn, and then they
you never talked about the other brother. Was he good?
Oh, he was great. Broke all of Terry's records. He got kicked off for selling weed. So it's a different Henley story about Auburn. But they're both everybody in the state goes, I'm Terry and Mike Henley's brother. And they're like, "Oh, man, if Mike would have broke all of Terry's record if that weed thing hadn't happened." And I'm like, "Don't say that." He's still getting mad about it.
They didn't look the other way knowing he was a star player?
No, he was doing good. He'd only played 2 games. They waited 9 months before they revealed the story. They busted him in February and then sat on it till football season started.
Oh,
and then
man.
2 games into the season, he's averaging about 100 a game. He's doing all right. And then they decide they're going to, rat him out. I was in the 8th grade library reading a book and heard it on the radio and had to call my mom at work with, "Has anybody called you?" And she's like, "Nope, shut up. Get home as soon as you can." And I got home and it was already in the afternoon newspaper where my other brother had gone to get him out of court and they're running him out of the police station with the coat over the head.
Did he ever play football again?
No.
That was it?
Yeah, they let him. He got to keep his scholarship, but they kicked him off the football team.
What is he doing now?
He's semi-retired. He was a lumber trader for 1,000,000 years, so he did really well. He's fine.
Tell the other story.
So his daughter defected on us and went to Alabama. She decided to go to Alabama, and she graduated with honors, and she's absolutely brilliant. She got married last year. She's 30. She's amazing. But a couple of years ago, the game was in Tuscaloosa, and she was having a hard time getting tickets. So she called Terry, her uncle. He's only got one niece, and goes, "Hey, me and my husband were having a hard time." And he's like, "To Katie, I don't give tickets to Alabama fans. Fuck you." I don't give.
Wow.
And so she called me complaining about it, and I just thought he was sarcastically joking. And I'm like, "He's teasing Katie. Wait till you're 3 months ahead. Just wait till a couple weeks before the game and ask him for some tickets. He's always got a fistful of them. There's no way he's not going to give you these. And if he's serious, you call me again, and I'll call my mom, and we'll get me and Grandma, and we'll shit on him. We'll make him give you the tickets." So 2 weeks before the game, she called me. She goes, "You're going to have to call Nanny. He's not giving me the tickets."
Awesome.
And so I called my mother, and then we both double call him, and we're like, "Are you fucking serious about this?" And he's like, "Look, both of y'all can kiss my ass."
Jesus.
I'm not doing it. And he doesn't even go to the game when it's in Tuscaloosa. He won't even go. So he could have hooked her up, the Alabama graduate, and got her the tickets, but on a game he's not even going to, and he's like, "No, fuck no, fuck no."
His own niece.
No,
That's
his
amazing.
own niece. He's got one niece.
Jimmy's going to Alabama soon. What jersey are you going to wear?
He's going to Birmingham. Just stay neutral. Just
I know nothing about the rivalry. It's just I literally, if you told me it was the same school, I would have believed you. I have no fucking idea.
But they're going to want you to say something before you're set. So what are you going to say? You got to you got to pick a side.
War Eagle.
Yeah, you got to say Roll Tide or
What are you
War
going to
Eagle.
do, Jimmy?
You know.
What are you going to do?
Go with Roll Tide. There's more of them.
There's more.
Maybe you can have a
Majority.
split jersey where you have half and half.
They've had
Roll Eagle.
Roll
yeah,
Eagle.
I'm going to say this whole rivalry is foolishness. And why don't we just get along as citizens, right?
Yeah,
Message.
it's an election year.
That certainly
Absolutely.
could work.
Somebody, a bridesmaid, got shot a couple of years ago at the end of the game because Alabama people celebrating after the game. Saban lined up for a field goal with 1 second left, and the Auburn guy ran it all the way back, and they won the game on the last play of the game in 2013. Yeah. And a bunch of women were partying. It was a bridesmaid get-together party, and either the bride shot the bridesmaid because the bridesmaid was not sad enough that Alabama had lost the game, game on the last play of the game. A woman got killed because she was not sad enough.
Some of the best reaction videos ever was watching people, their reaction
to
that
play.
To that play.
You know what,
I was at that game.
I was in Italy.
Oh, nice.
I was in an Irish pub in Italy.
Wonderful.
Figure that one out.
Oh, that's great.
And people even over there lost their fucking mind.
Sure.
I just started laughing. I couldn't believe it just watching. But the reaction videos to that.
Try to find
what game was it?
Try to find the best one.
Last game of the season?
It's always the last game of the year. Auburn, Alabama's the Iron Bowl because of the iron industry in Birmingham, and they played it in Birmingham for every year. And now they transfer back and forth and go campus to campus.
How did you convince them to do Birmingham? How did they convince them to do Birmingham every year?
The biggest stadium was in Birmingham. The stadium on each campus was really, really small, and Legion Field in Birmingham.
So it was neutral.
So they claimed it was neutral. I mean, each team would just alternate being home. And then both of the campus stadiums got built so big, they finally, only because the state legislator made them do it, they had to make a law to make them move the game out of Birmingham. Auburn had to threaten to end the rivalry because the stadium was bigger and nicer, and Alabama still wanted it in Birmingham. So that's the name of it.
As far as college football goes, is there a bigger rivalry?
People say Ohio State, Michigan, or some of the teams Notre Dame's play. I'm
Rutgers, Nebraska?
Of course. Rutgers, Princeton.
Well, they got to have
Army, Navy.
People say Army,
Florida
Navy.
and Georgia always have to play in Jacksonville because they had to play at a neutral site because it got too nuts.
Yes, yep.
I've been to the Red River game. That's Texas and Oklahoma.
That's a big one. Washington State's called the Apple Cup, but I just think that's adorable because there's only like 30,000 people at that. So we have that at girls volleyball.
Girls volleyball.
Everybody gets a little bit of cider.
Yes.
You picked the wrong sport. Girls volleyball is pretty terrific.
Right.
Those asses are amazing.
I'm not shitting on girls volleyball.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Is this one of the reaction videos? I got to see.
Why are they filming people watching this if it's not set up?
Just because rednecks losing their mind. I guess they think it's funny.
No, but why would you have a camera on somebody towards the end of the game?
Oh, right.
True.
Go! You can run it out! You can run it out! Sheena! Oh my God! We did it again, boy! We did it again!
I got to go fake.
Yeah.
I got to go.
I've never rooted for a stroke so badly.
No, I'm saying he already knew the play happened. Let's rewind and make a video.
Yeah, why would you be filming that guy?
No, they do this all
People
the
do it
time
all the time.
because they want to watch you flipping out at the end of the game.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Jesus, that New York pessim. That ain't fake.
Fake.
Lunar landing never happened.
That happened.
Oh, you got to get the one with the Alabama fans.
Yeah, where they get sad.
Yeah. You want the sad one.
You got to have the sad one.
Yeah. You definitely want the sad
I love the girl who yells at the other girl that goes Auburn, and she goes, "Y'all just lost." That's my favorite. That's my fucking favorite one.
Speaking of the moon landing, did you see the video that popped over the weekend of the astronauts falling down?
What is it now?
There's a whole montage of the astronauts walking on the moon falling down because they only showed the footage of them figuring it out, but they had a real tough time actually walking on the moon.
You're saying there's B-roll.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
I like it.
If you can find that as well as we look at videos right now.
They got too much.
Oh, here's the other side.
Alabama fan.
How can you do that?
Fake.
I was on Outside the Lines.
So fake.
I was on Outside the Lines the next day.
You guys aren't getting the good ones.
Can you go with the crying guy? The famous crying guy?
I hate the fucking fake.
that's
Everything's
something.
fake. I swear to God.
No, I remember this guy, but could you? They did a mashup. Just play that. Here's the field goal.
6-yarder.
No good.
Does not have the leg. And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone. He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
No. 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 Hell no. No.
35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going running all the way back.
That's fake.
Auburn's going to win the football game.
Yeah, that didn't even happen.
It's my favorite crying clip of all time. Remember that guy?
He's crying so long he's got time to scratch his chin.
What was the story behind that again? That guy was homeless?
The son said, I still love you.
It's fake. It's fake. That just takes all the enjoyment of everything you watch. Santa Claus isn't real. It's over.
Fake.
It's fake.
Anyway.
It didn't happen.
That's great. Try to find the astronauts falling down on the moon. Okay. I just assumed they knew what they were doing up there.
Yeah.
But they had B-roll that they weren't going to show us.
I never would have guessed that ever, yeah.
Well, honestly,
totally.
Alabama, you just had it. Where'd you go?
Oh, you get one?
Both telling me different things.
Dude, I would be like, let's get the fuck out of here. The second we got to the moon. There, you stood on it.
Was he going for a field goal? Oh.
On the way.
Yeah, and if it comes up short, if you catch it, you can return it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Returned by Chris Davis.
Why didn't they tackle him?
They had all the fat dudes in to block for the field goal. They had none of their speed people in there, so they couldn't catch him once he got past him.
You think that guy got laid?
No flags. Touchdown. Auburn.
He's still playing. I think he's in the league. I think he's on the team
Played
somewhere.
for the Chargers for a
Yeah.
while.
He did.
What year was that?
2013.
6-yarder.
Oh.
It's got, no, does not have the leg. And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end
Other
zone.
show people.
Touchdown, game over! Touchdown, game over!
Jesus.
It's all fake. It's all fake. All those 100,000 people. Never happened. It's fake.
I'm surprised. I'm in one of these booths right there. I'm surprised
You were at that fucking game.
I'm at that game in one of those suites right there. I was at the two best.
How
Auburn.
nuts were you?
It was my niece, my brother's daughter that he likes. She called it. Somebody went, "Why are we putting Chris Davis back there?" And she's like, she's 28, and she's like, "Hey, dumbass, you can run a field goal back if they miss it." And then that's what happened, and everybody went apeshit. We were jumping around in the suite doing the exact same thing.
Wow,
it was a good day, man.
That's fucking insane.
I was at two games where with under 2 minutes to go, there was no way Auburn was going to win. The other one was in 72, and in the last 2 minutes of the game, there's no footage of this. This Terry's senior year, Auburn, the same guy blocks two punts, and the same guy catches both of them and runs them in for a touchdown. And they're losing 16-3, and in the last 2 minutes, they win 17-16. Two block punts, same dude, same guy runs them in.
And an 11-year Opie was there going, "It's fixed."
Bullshit.
Just ruining your good time. Bullshit. It's all bullshit.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. Bill Burr, sold out show at Madison Square Garden. What else are you promoting there, Bill?
F is for Family comes out on Netflix
Right.
finally on
December 18th.
December 18th. Thank you, Jimmy.
And you got a Friday night band show.
The goddamn comedy jam, Josh Adam Meyer's show.
Yeah.
For part of the New York Comedy Festival, which I still want to call the Toyota Comedy Festival. Remember that way back in the day?
Wasn't Steve Allen involved with that or something? And who was
I just remember that
Alan King.
When the festival first started.
Alan King, it was.
When the festival first started, it has no money. Remember that? And all they would do is just put Toyota Comedy Festival like behind
It'd
you.
be a banner hanging down. They bring it in and hang it down.
And it was the same lineup that was every year. It was just New York comics. There was nobody from out of town. It was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Part of the Toyota Comedy Festival.
Jimmy's going to be in Erie.
And I also have tickets on sale for New Year's Eve in Rhode Island, Birmingham, Alabama. They go on sale at noon today. The pre-sale, the name is Norton, the password. And then I got Vegas and the Foxwoods on sale today at 10 a.m. for February and May.
Ron White running for president. Taking it very seriously.
Very serious.
Going to be on Fox a little later today.
That's right. I am. I'm going to be on Fox, and I'm going to go tell some dick jokes this weekend in D.C. and then some other town.
Virginia.
Yes. And then Vic
and I'm in
Henley.
Cincinnati.
Virginia's not a town.
I know. Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay,
Norfolk,
right.
Virginia. I'm in Cincinnati for Thanksgiving week, 6 shows.
Very
so,
cool.
yeah, come to Cincinnati.
We almost got the moon thing. We're getting close
Where
to
did you
finding
post
it.
You posted it somewhere the other day.
I know. I don't remember. I'll try to find it during the break.
I hope you have a Larry Flint weekend.
Thanks. That's a perfect Cincinnati compliment. Thank you, Jim. Me too.
We might be losing Ron White because I think he has to do other radio. I think you got Pete Dominic in a few minutes, but it's always a pleasure seeing you, sir.
That's always great to see you guys, Ben. Thanks for having me on this
Good
morning.
luck, and thank you for
Great to see you, too, man.
Yeah, Ron.
Congratulations on all this hugeness.
Right back at you, man. Right back at you.
We will continue. What a room. We lost Ron White. We still got Vic Henley and Bill Burr in studio. And we got Sophie Simmons outside.
Oh, is she here?
Yeah, Gene's daughter. Gene's lovely daughter.
Yeah, her Instagram is thing of beauty.
Is a delight. What does she do on her Instagram?
She just posts a lot of great photos of herself. With bikinis, and she's sexy.
Giving Dane Cook a run for his money.
Well, I don't know if
with the sexy shots.
I don't know if anyone has a better ass than Dane on Instagram. Dane's cheeks are very solid. He reminds me of fucking Warren in 10 to Midnight, running down the street naked.
Yes.
Where Clint Eastwood Escape from Alcatraz, he has cheeks like Clint in Escape from Alcatraz.
Well, let's get Sophie in here and talk to her. What's she doing these days? She's singing, obviously.
Yeah.
Debut single for Sophie.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
You know
My brother says hi.
Yes. I did we did that benefit thing down at the.
We did for my charity.
Oh, is that for?
Yeah.
I never know what it's for. I just always go in
show
there.
up, yeah.
Yes.
You got a charity already?
I do. I started a Center for Abused Children when I was 18.
Beautiful.
What were you doing at 18?
I of course, making us look stupid.
Exactly.
I wasn't doing anything.
I was still caddying. And she's setting up charity. That's pretty impressive.
Why Vancouver?
I'm Canadian.
Oh.
So
Are you?
Yeah.
know
Me and
that.
my mom and Nick, if he claims citizenship, but
Oh, good deal.
Well, you were born in Canada or just because your mom is?
born in LA and then grew up in Whistler.
Oh, okay. I had no idea about that.
I didn't know that.
Whistler, that's countrified. That's out there, right?
Well, I mean,
little?
it's like a ski resort.
Well,
it's
yeah.
like beautiful.
Okay,
It's
like,
not really
that's
the
what
country.
I meant.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's not a thriving metropolis.
No. I mean, we have like one movie theater, one grocery store.
Right.
You know,
Vancouver's. I want to go to Vancouver.
Spectacular.
I hear great things about it. Never been.
stunning, super clean.
That's what I
Everyone's
hear.
really nice and apologetic.
Until they lose the cup, then they burn down the city.
Right.
Other than that,
That
you a
wasn't
hockey-
our shining moment.
Hockey fan?
Yeah.
Oh,
Canucks
good for
fan.
you. All right.
how you guys doing this year? You
Like
all right?
we do every year.
Yeah.
Not great.
Get you excited, and then it goes down the.
We get pretty far sometimes, but then we shit the bed and that's it.
I thought you guys had us a few years ago. You won the first two games. Not to bring up a bad.
Do you mean us as in Boston?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good old Bruins.
Because it was us is not, that's not including me because
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
I mean, I hate Boston.
Oh, you
so-
do?
Not the city. There's just the sports teams.
Well, I would too if we came in and
Yeah.
stole your dream.
Like it's justified.
Were you one of the people burning down the city?
No, I wasn't. I was held up in a hotel room when that was happening.
Oh, you were. I actually, you know something? You know where we were that night? They won it. I was doing your tour, the Anti-Social Network tour. We were at the Chicago Theater. You remember that? And I was up
You were
there
in the green room. We do
screaming like a girl with 4 minutes left.
Nice.
And
I've
like Bill's
never
coming out, but he's watching hockey.
I never fake. Yeah, I literally went. Oh my God, they're gonna do it! Like the highest pitch ever. That's all I needed you to be like. Fake. He's not from Boston. He's from the suburbs.
Doesn't care.
He's one of those guys. No matter what video you show, no matter how funny it is, he kills it. He kills it.
So
Says it's
does my
fake.
brother. Everything I show him. I'm like, look at this funny dog. He's like,
There's a lot of fake videos
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
real.
A lot of fake ones. So,
But then the good ones get lost in the mix.
but can't you just believe in the magic of the 30-second video?
I like to think in magic.
Yeah, it's a nice thought,
It's
but
the
then you
holiday
want to get
season.
hurt.
Huh?
It's the holiday season. Can you have a little magic dust sprinkled?
It's
on?
not
I think
the
I could do
holiday
that.
season yet.
Sure
it
it
is
is.
way too early.
It's the holiday
It's the
season.
holiday. Yeah.
Can I do a duet on your next album? I'll sing.
Wait, can we actually?
Yeah, we'll do like an outtake.
They start after Halloween now. It used to be we try to get to Thanksgiving, not anymore. Have you walked around New York? All the Christmas stuff is up already.
All the lights, all the trees, all the carols are playing in every store.
Yes.
I love how people get mad that it's like, it's all about gifts now. It's like, yeah, that's what's fun about Christmas.
always has
Yeah, that's the good part.
Who wants it to be about Christ all the time? That would get old.
Too commercialized.
Yeah.
It's fake.
I like
It
commercialized.
got commercialized.
Christmas never happened.
Fake.
Totally fake.
Crucifixion.
Dude, you got to make a video you down the mall when little kids are meeting Santa Claus. You got to be yelling out, fake.
That's great.
Not real.
That's great.
That's a chick with the beard.
Punch his stomach. It's a pillow. It's a pillow.
Hey, I want to start with your Instagram. Jimmy just turned me onto it. Wow. I'm following you immediately.
Thanks.
Yeah.
A lot of bikini shots.
Yeah, I kind of went through a body transformation, health, fitness thing in the past couple of years.
Why? What was going on?
I always struggled with weight and body image, and I found out I had a bunch of food allergies I didn't know about, so I kind of just cut them out of my diet, and it really changed everything for me.
What'd you stop eating?
You're going to laugh because it's all the good things. Dairy, yeast, chocolate.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I cut down on sugar.
I mean, yay. That's good.
That's good, right? And I'm allergic to apples.
Apples?
Yeah, stupid apples.
Lucky for him, he's not allergic to bananas.
Stupid apples.
What? That's a joke.
Yes. How did you find out what you were allergic to?
Blood tests.
Blood test? So were you just feeling like, I don't know, lethargic or something? Like there's got to be something else? Like,
Yeah.
how did you even think to do that?
I was just always tired, and no matter what I did, I couldn't lose weight. So, like, every fad diet, every exercise, nothing was working for me. So I knew there had to be something wrong. I do have a slow thyroid, and I'm also gluten intolerant. I just found out this week, which I'm just not cutting out because it's too many things now. And what else am I going to eat? So.
Well, look at that picture of you, though, man. You figured it out, obviously.
Yeah, well, you were kind of like doing plus size modeling, right?
Yeah, I'm still considered plus size.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
You
know what it is?
No,
you know why that is?
I understand that. No, my giggle was, how can this hot be plus size?
Yeah.
No, you know what it is?
Well,
She's too
plus size can be
happy.
hot.
That's what it is.
She's too happy. Like, no, she's eating. She's eating. So she's got to be plus size. When you're sitting over in the corner all miserable and just fucking looking gray, they're like, okay, yeah, you're a model.
So you weren't shy about putting up pictures of yourself even when you were heavier, because if you were modeling, so you're used to.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't consider myself a model, but I definitely kind of wanted to be an advocate for women of all sizes, no matter what size I am. And I think there's happiness at whatever weight or pant size you are. So I don't see.
I would disagree with that. When I put on like another 20, I want to kill myself.
I don't feel shame for any size I've ever been.
Well, I was a really.
When those jeans get a little tight.
Yeah. That's
When you go to reach for that remote and you just feel that extra slab of fat on the side of you, you just want to kill yourself. But you reach for more Fritos.
That's not
Then
fake.
you got to get some ice cream to, get
Bring it
rid
all
of
together?
the salt rush. Yeah, it's like you're speedballing food, and you're just sitting there going up and down. Yeah, you want to kill you. Like right now, the second I get back to LA, I got to get back into working out. I haven't been.
You're
I've been
heavy, though.
I've
You
been
look like you're in
boozing.
shape.
Oh, it's because I lost a ton of weight, and then I gave myself a 10-pound cushion to just sit there, eating pizza and all that stuff.
That's fine.
I don't like who I am right now, Jimmy.
Oh, no, don't I relate?
And then did you eat through that 10-pound cushion? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, yeah, you go on the fucking road. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
I don't know how you guys do it.
You
with
go
that
on the road,
shit.
and all it is the show's over, and you're trying to stay out long enough so you're so tired that when you get back to the empty hotel room, you just fall asleep, so you don't got to sit there staring at that wall.
And the mini bar.
I'm with you on that one.
The mini bar is calling you.
Pringles and the Oreos.
Oh, Pringles.
Just sitting there with the crumbs piling up on my chest. Just hating myself.
Chex Party mix.
Hating myself.
I know, believe me.
There's no worse moment than that when you feel the salt in your fat stomach. Why did I eat that?
Well, you know what's the worst? Is you fucking do an hour on the treadmill and you're loving it, and it's like 2 cookies. It just negates
All
the
of
whole
it.
fucking thing.
Gone.
Do you ever feel like you've been running forever on the treadmill and you look at it and it's like 40 calories burned?
Oh, yeah. You know what I feel? I feel like that when I do my stand-up act. Like, that's got to be an hour. 8 minutes. Fuck. Hey, what do you do for a living? This town is crazy.
Like, that was everything I brought with me.
No, I can't.
All right.
I don't. I'm either totally into working out or just eating like a piece of shit. So I'm on the piece of shit side. So I gotta
But
turn it back
that's
around.
normal. Who's perfect all the time, eating healthy all the time? It's just only
You're gonna
1%.
get a show on the Oprah Winfrey Network. I'm calling it right now because you have an ability to just you're finding the light. Right?
Yeah, she's making you feel better.
Hey, everybody does that. This made me feel good.
Yeah, you don't do it
I'm gonna
tomorrow.
sit eating Fritos today, being like, this is okay.
If I told
Everything's
you-
all right.
Okay, so there was a mini bar in my room, and now there isn't because I've demolished it. But yesterday, don't laugh if this happens.
Vic keeps laughing at her.
I know. I'm like, I eat, and you're like,
I'm nervous.
she eats.
It's
Like, what?
Why are you nervous?
Because it's the too hot girl, and I don't know what to do. I feel like an old dork. So I'm just sitting here giggling nervously like an idiot.
I've never
'Cause-
seen you like
No,
this.
because I don't know what to do.
Your face is red. You're
It
kind
is
of
right
shrinking
now.
into
It's really
yourself.
bad. It is. It's very
You're like a
bad.
goofball.
I do look a goofball.
Yeah.
What's
You're
wrong with you?
justifiably ashamed.
It is. That's what it is. I'm justifiably ashamed. No.
So you raided the minibar?
Oh yeah, I ate a bag of Pirates Booty Pringles Oreos.
No, you got to do it.
You have to. You start with that.
Do you eat them in a row, or will you space? Like if I start eating, I just kind of go, "Oh fuck it, you're already in it," and then I'll just.
No, I don't like sit around. I don't like tiptoe around the minibar. I take the whole basket and I sit in bed.
Oh wow!
Because then I don't have to get up. Really, is I'm just saving time.
You binge. A little bit of a binge.
I'm not binging. I'm hungry.
You got to leave it over there because those calories, when you walk back and forth, that'll get rid of maybe half a potato chip. Yeah.
Do you put the fingers down your throat ever?
No.
After doing all that?
I've been tempted. I've never done it, but I've understood why people would.
Yeah.
Like
I've been so full that I'm like, man, this is like
Yeah.
Maybe I should. But
should I puke right now?
I'm just more afraid of throwing up than anything.
Like that's when you know you've eaten a lot. Like, should I just make myself throw up?
But you feel like if you move too quickly, you might.
Yeah, the Romans did it. You know, they had a nice run.
Yeah.
Sophie, you weren't a Kiss fan growing up, huh? Because you don't really know the songs or anything?
No.
I'm reading here. It says she does not know the words to most Kiss songs.
I don't.
That's strange, I think.
Is it, though?
That's her dad. He's just like, yeah.
Like, if your dad is a plumber, like, do you know how to fix a sink?
Yeah.
But, like, maybe not.
If my dad was Gene Simmons, I think I
would.
would. I don't know. We were all Kiss fans growing up. I guess that's why it's strange.
Yeah, but if you lived with Gene and he was telling you to make your bed and do all that type of stuff, you'd start to resent him.
Yeah, my thoughts about Gene Simmons were never like be home by 9. Like, oh, who wants to hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to rock and roll all night. No, you don't. You want to crush my dreams. It's like, I don't want to listen to your music. You start liking the music that he hates, you got to rebel, right?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the music that my brother and my dad absolutely hate.
What don't they like?
Like what?
Anything popular whatsoever.
Pop songs?
Anything, yeah. Anything on the radio now.
Mm-hmm. Do you play
Taylor Swift
dubstep just to freak them out?
No, I don't do that.
You
Not
don't?
that far.
Taylor Swift, something like that. Anything poppy?
Yeah, anything like that. It's just, yeah. They appreciate the showmanship and the hard work. They just don't want to listen to the music, which I get.
Are you older than your brother?
No, younger.
All right. Can you kick his ass?
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. He's been hitting the gym. Have you seen him lately? He's got some guns. He's got a little six-pack happening.
There you go. Little six-packer like that. You keep him in his place.
That's why
he's got a little six-pack.
I mean, he just started. I don't want to be like, good job, because then he'll stop going. So I have to.
And you never liked how he dressed as well, huh?
My dad?
Yeah.
Well,
you
no.
didn't think he had style.
He wore.
I find this fascinating.
He wore awful things all through the 80s and 90s, and then we kind of got him into the uniform of like jeans and a suit jacket, which is a little more appropriate than like lace-up leather pants, because you just can't walk around like that.
You didn't like them?
And they're like, well, on a hot day, like, you know, they just like, they squeak.
I love that Gene
it's not appropriate.
I love that Gene has to take shit at home.
Well,
no, but there's that thing. You have to dress your fucking age. That is a thing.
That's a thing, right? Like, you don't want to see
but he's a rock star,
grandma
though.
in like a super short skirt.
Speak for yourself.
I mean,
like
power
to,
to them if you wear what you want to wear. But like, if that's my grandma, I would be like, Grandma, we should have a talk about like the hemline.
Yeah.
So you took his leather pants away from him, huh?
Oh, we burned them, actually.
Really?
Yeah, in a bin in the backyard. It was fun.
Beautiful.
I'm not even kidding.
Was he a part of
we
that?
actually burned it.
Was he a part of that, or did you do it when he wasn't there?
No, he just sat. He sat there with his arms crossed. It was 2 against 1. It was me and my mom burning his clothes.
I got a buddy of mine, like he's pushing 40, and when he goes to something like it's a nice event, like he thinks it's totally acceptable if he shows up in a brand new pair of Jordans. And he just goes, dude, they're Jordans. They're Jordans.
No,
it's like, dude, you look like a 7th grader waiting for the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, he's got one fucking pair. I swear to God, like they look like they should have like the blinking lights when you run, when you run with them. And he just keeps going, "They're Jordans, they're Jordans." It's like, dude, even Jordans, there were some that weren't that good looking.
Yeah,
yeah. Just because they're Jordans doesn't mean it's immediate passive.
Dude, they're Jordans. They're Jordans. It's like get a pair of shoes. You're an adult.
Yes.
Just saying.
I mean, yeah, that's on a much smaller level than what my dad's closet was.
Was there anything else?
I would not want to see my dad in leather pants. I could tell you, where they lace up here.
Yeah,
crotch area.
No, I agree. Yeah.
It's gross, and he's had them forever, so they were super
nasty.
Was it a whole burning pile, or was it just the pants? Were there other things?
No, it was a pile.
What else was outlandish in there?
He had a really long, almost like Matrix-like leather coat
like
that
the
he
duster.
used to wear.
Trench coat,
The duster.
We've seen that on him.
You made him burn
all
that?
the time. Yes.
Why? You should have gave it to a fan.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah, that's a good
It looks like
charity.
he's about to go, huh? Like whenever
like a
he's
flash.
yeah.
Well, it's because he had the leather pants underneath it. Now, if you just use that as an accent piece, like the way the ladies dress there in Paris, where it's just about the hat or just the bag, right?
Oh, do you frequent Paris?
Huh?
It's also
I've been there a couple of times.
He liked that.
No, those people can fucking dress.
They can.
Because everything is just muted colors, and then it just bam.
Well,
The
you put
shoes.
black, yeah.
You could have done that with that. I'd see
I mean,
the
with
bag.
him in jeans and a jacket, I feel like that's pushing it for him, and he's just getting comfortable with that.
I
so.
see the new pictures of your dad, though. So you did right by him. He
He's
looks
looking
good.
good.
He looks
He's got a
good.
couple different jackets now.
What do
He
you
had one black one for like 5 years and wouldn't wear anything else. So now he's got a black one and a dark red one and like a beige one, which he never won't wear.
You would think if you're Gene Simmons, your kids would give you a pass.
Yeah.
I
just love Dad Gene Simmons.
But you can't let your
it.
dad get
I love
gross. You know what I mean? You have to take care of your parents.
He'll never
You
be
can't let
gross
them
to his
get
fans, though. His fans will always think he's a rock
Dad,
star.
enough with the leather pants.
So like he has to take care. Like we force him to work out. We force him to eat better. You have to take care of your parents.
What do you think of the fans? The Kiss fans?
They're amazing. They're dedicated and
Really dedicated.
oh my god,
Obsessive.
They might be the most dedicated fans of all time.
That's a tough point to argue. I think you're pretty close to right.
Kiss Army.
Do you enjoy the shows? Do you go to them?
I do. Yeah, when they're in town, or we did the Kiss cruise, which was super interesting. It's like 5,000 people who like want a piece of your hair, and like, do you know what I mean? Like it's that level of intimacy, kind of, and they know everything about you, which is just
And
super
you can't
interesting.
escape them either.
No, you're on a boat. You're stuck for like 5 days.
You got to stay in your room.
Yeah. No, we were out and about with them, and then it kind of pulls up to these little islands around the Bahamas, and we went to Jamaica.
That sounds like fun.
Is that where all
But
those
it's cool.
photos are from the Instagram?
Yeah.
Those are a hit.
They're a delight.
Yeah, they really are.
I know, because every time he says bikini.
They're really good pictures.
I know. Yeah.
That's so funny because
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I can't see them, so it's just in my imagination.
You
they're
wanna
only
see the-
they're
They're
only
there.
I don't know. I've got it. I'm
there.
good.
Look at this one.
I'm sure it's all fine.
It's wonderful.
I'm sure it's all fine.
Watch the picture.
But
in the
I know.
honestly,
Yeah.
the
Okay,
whole
here he goes.
point of
There you
that,
go. Oh yeah, see, right.
the whole point of that though is there's a ton of these models on Instagram that show their bodies and they're kind of like the fitness role models for young girls, but they're all like super, super thin and unattainably fit. So I wanted to kind of show that there's different body types you can look up to and there's different sizes you can be and still be healthy.
Did you read the? There was a blog, one of the most popular Instagram accounts. She's a really hot girl, and she explained exactly what she had to do to be that hot in the pictures, and it wasn't pretty. Starving herself.
No, yeah. I
Did you read
that.
all that?
I did, but that's. I mean, I don't know why she would do that. I know that's the girl, yeah.
Yeah, claiming social media is not real life. She finally, she had a lot to lose by coming out and
But
saying
why not
all
just
this.
show pictures of herself as she is instead of?
Right,
she's
exactly.
like all these-
That's what I'm saying. Like no one's telling you to starve yourself to look that way. I know that there's social pressure, and I know that that's kind of who you're seeing daily on your news feeds now. There's a lot of pressure to look like that, but at some point you have to take it upon yourself and know that that's not right for your body and that your body's not the same shape as someone else's.
Yeah,
You got to toughen up, basically. Accept
I mean,
who you are.
I don't like to victim shame because it is a lot of pressure from media and from fashion to look a certain way,
They
especially
need to
for young
toughen up.
girls. But young girls need to realize that that pressure's coming at them from all angles and deal with it better. And there really isn't a class for that.
Yeah.
How many followers does she have on Instagram? She walked away from.
Well,
Quite a few, I think.
600,000
Yeah.
or something.
she's still on there, but she's now.
I never
being-
heard of her. Was she just a social media model? What did she do?
There's a ton of Instagram girls with like 1 million followers, 600,000 followers that do. I know, seriously, there's a ton of them now. So many
I
on
was just
Instagram.
picturing what all their followers are doing.
She became.
It's just
She
like,
became even
how do
more.
you turn that into money?
Brands endorse you to post something for them. So L'Oreal will come to you and say, we want you to post about our mascara, and you have the mascara in a photo and they pay you
But
for
isn't
it.
it just mostly
All
creepy
guys, yes.
Yeah, like I'm not going to buy the mascara. Aren't they just rubbing one out to the photo?
Yeah.
Not trying to be gross here, but
I don't know. I mean, there are a couple of social media bloggers that are really popular with women. Like,
I love how eloquently you just handled that question. Are they just sort of rubbing one out?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. You know, when you really when you think about it, that was fucking great.
What do you think of Kim Kardashian? She's obviously the queen of that world.
I really actually respect the Kardashians, not so much because of what they're doing with their careers, although that's respectful and they do work hard, but because they're portraying a different type of woman to aspire to. They're curvier, they're athletic, they're active, and they're not shy about being who they want to be. So I love that about them. They're not hiding behind anything, definitely.
All right. Good answer.
Ta-da!
Did you like? Was that a real answer?
I think it was.
You didn't think it was fake?
It was uncomfortable how real it was.
Yeah, but she's right though. They're really lovely.
It's a positivity.
I mean, before that, all we had to look up to.
That's what's throwing you off.
Like Kate Moss and Cindy Crawford.
I really am, Bill Burr. You don't see me enough anymore.
I just like to tease you, Opie. That's all.
I mean, when I was growing up, we didn't have any curvy women really to look up to. We
They were
had
big in
we
the
had
50s.
we had 90s supermodels, and they were all statuesque and tall
right.
and size 2. And now, at least, some young girls have a different type of body to look up to. They have Beyoncé's, they have Kim Kardashian's, they have something else besides being 6 foot blonde and size 2.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this: why would I never look at like a male model and be like, God damn it, I got to live up to that? Like I always look at it like, oh, that's a model. You know, and he's going to go do model things, and I look like Ron Howard, so I'm going to live in my own little fishbowl over here. Like, I don't understand why people look at people. Like, if I watch, like, Fight Club and I see Brad Pitt, that just makes me want to go to the gym. I don't go like, oh, he's fucking making me feel like he's Brad Pitt. He's the shit.
I mean, we're not sitting here thinking like, oh, I really need to look like that person. It's very subconscious.
I think you are. I think you are.
I don't think so. I think
I'm
it's
fucking
subconscious.
with you. Jesus Christ, I'm
No,
joking.
seriously, the way you feel when you go, oh, I should go to the gym. Like, a lot of guys feel that way because you're not getting as much of it pushed in your face as girls are.
How would you know that, though?
Because there's maybe all of the magazines in the world, there's maybe 1 or 2% that are men's magazines.
But you're not a guy, though.
No, I do live with a guy.
I know, but my always thing is how women always say like what guys are going through, and it's always easier.
You're right.
On some level, and it's just like, well, you've never been a guy, so you don't know. And yet
You're right,
we also
absolutely.
die 8 years before you do on average. So there's something going on that has to be
maybe
difficult,
if you worked
right?
out instead of rubbing it out on Instagram.
Don't victim shame
you might
me.
live longer.
See what she victim shame you. See that? That's a classic thing, though. But it always goes back to that. It always goes back. Well, maybe it's your fucking fault. See that? That's that thing, though.
No, you're absolutely
my
right.
thing with the whole male-female thing is if they have a problem, it's like it's addressed, and if a guy has a problem, it's just like, well, toughen up.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Don't
let
patronize me.
No, I'm rephrasing what I said before. From my perspective, solely, not speaking for all women or all men, I felt there was a lot more pressure for me to look a certain way than there was for my brother growing up. Just based on my personal
Tougher to be a girl than tougher to be a guy. Sort
For
of.
me,
Sort of.
in my
your
life,
opinion.
absolutely.
Sure.
I think it's self-inflicted. Because
but it is.
I don't
It is,
think
though.
I don't
That's the
think like
problem.
I ever like was thinking like, oh, this woman needs to look like this to be in my life. Like I was always like, you know, as a guy, you're going around just, hitting on women, hoping someone's going to like you.
But women judge us like a little differently on personality stuff. Like I like a good personality, but for me, I like the level of attractive women I've dated. I would never have gone as far below my range as they have gone to date me. Like I would like the women I've dated should not have dated me physically. I would never have gone.
What are you
that
talking
much
about?
lower.
You're a fucking star of radio.
No, but I mean, look,
you were Spider-Man.
I know I was
Come
the
on.
linchpin, as people say, but I have. But I would never have done that. I would never have done that.
As people say.
I've dated a lot better looking than I should have, and I would never have dated uglier than I should.
I mean, think of it this way. How many products are out there to help women, quote, look better, and how many products there are for men?
Yeah, but I would always argue that there's something that balances that out. Like that, just this fantasy that a guy, just being a guy is a cakewalk.
No, I don't
And you
think
just
that
show up
whatsoever.
to job
I think there's
interviews.
a huge pressure for guys to provide, which is not necessarily fair. Huge pressure for guys to be masculine, hide their feelings.
Yeah, and it's
and
marketed.
I don't think that's fair.
It's marketed. You know, they got this new thing, a push present. Like when your wife has a
when
kid
your
or
wife has a
something.
baby,
Like
yeah.
it's like my dad always bought my mother something when she had a kid. It goes without saying, but now it's going to get marketed.
It's
and
been out there for
and
a
it's going to
while.
become this thing where you got to drop like 10 G's or you didn't appreciate what your
Yes.
wife went through. And it's that fucking pressure. There's always that pressure of like keep her happy, keep her happy. Like hey, like you watch when the holiday season comes around here, they're going to start doing the engagement ring thing, and then they got the whole fucking thing that this is supposed to cost 3 months of your yearly salary. That's fucking insane. And and there's no pressure on the other side. So my thing is like, I obviously, I'm not saying that any like women's issues that I don't think any of them are justified. But my thing that bothers me as a guy is when women talk about what it's like to be a guy and then just immediately just go, well, it's easier. Oh, it's easier for a guy to lose weight. It's easier for a guy to do this.
I don't
And it's
think
just
I
like,
said it was easier.
I'm not saying that. No. I'm just saying that like but at one point you did speak for guys. Then you rephrased it.
I did,
And I'm cool with that.
yeah.
So I'm saying generally speaking, now I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in the media in general, there's sort of this thing that's like, women, have to do X, Y, and Z. They got to go up 50 mountains. If a guy shows up, they just give it to him.
Well, I feel like why that's in the media so much is because people keep clicking on it, and it sells magazines to cater to women who buy magazines. So I'm sure that they're putting out content catered to their audience.
We have our issues too, is what Bill's saying.
Absolutely.
We look like
No, my thing is I would never speak for women as far as like what they have to go through because I'm not a woman. What would I know?
Look at us in commercials. We're just stupid assholes in every commercial.
That's because they're not marketing to us, though. Those are products they're marketing to women.
Yeah.
Like when they're trying, because they're trying to get. They think a lot of times the wife makes more of the decisions on these household things,
and the guy
it's
couldn't possibly make that decision.
The dopey guy, the dumb cluck husband, but that's because they're marketing to someone who would like that.
I love that commercial where the woman's on the computer and the husband's out looking at a beehive and he sticks like a broom handle up in it. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's just like,
that's all we're
thank
good
God
for.
she's here. I'm fucking stupid.
I don't even know how to turn the thing on.
So there is a lot. I'm not saying there's obviously not a bunch of ridiculously sexist things how men objectify women, but there's another thing out there that it just basically is out there repeatedly in the male-female relationship is that guys would be completely lost without women, and we are basically morons. And like they civilize us, and that's like I was never that guy. Like when I lived with guys and guys were animals, I'd be like, "Dude, pick up, do your dishes."
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah,
No, I was always that way. Yeah,
and chasing women, that was not fun. Was it fun to be just rejected all the time?
How can a man like you be rejected? A man looks as handsome as you.
Christ. Oh, look at you
guys.
Look at you.
Gee, thanks,
A
guys.
linchpin,
You're
as they
amazing.
say.
Listen, we're getting off topic. You got a new single coming out, right?
I do. Yes.
Well,
it's out.
I want
already.
Vic Henley to ask a question
About music,
You've been
about the
very
music?
quiet. Anything to Sophie Simmons?
What's is it more poppy? You said the brother and the dad doesn't like the pop. You think
Yes.
it's more mainstream pop
It's
song?
definitely more poppy. It's a cover, actually, of a 90s song called Kiss Me.
By Sixpence None the Richer,
Yes,
which
that's
is
a
also
great
a cover.
song.
There's the original version of
Yes.
somebody else. It's a British band, I believe.
Right.
If
Exactly.
I had to go with that.
Fuck, do you know that?
Because I'm a music fiend and I know.
Herman and
Does
the
he
Hermit.
read the breakdown we sent over?
No. I just know a lot
He's
of trivial
Rain Man
music,
with weird
ass
shit.
things on music mainly.
Can I hear
you know?
the original for one? I never knew this was a cover originally.
The Sixpences? They were from Austin, Texas. I think they one hit wonder, come and gone.
No, not the. I want the.
No, but the original version is look it up.
Do you know the name of the original?
You don't think Sixpence is the original? I think it-
There's one before that.
Really?
I believe.
That's what he's
Yes,
saying. There's
That's
one
what
before
I'm
that.
guessing.
Warrant.
Yeah.
Was it Warrant?
It was Warrant. Warrant put it out.
There's not. I don't know if we can find it, but whatever.
Would you do a duet with your father?
No. I mean, I don't think he would want to do a duet that would be the type of songs that I write because they're very poppy. I don't know if it would suit his voice. But I always thought it would be really fun to do. What?
You start off with the
Yeah,
Louis
you did
Armstrong, and then turn it
Yeah,
into
I
a
thought it would
rock.
be really, really fun to do like a family Christmas album, but we can't get everyone on board at the same time. So
Oh, that's a layup.
that
That
be
would
cute?
sell.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think it would just. I wasn't thinking about selling.
No, but donate
which is
to-
dumb. I was just thinking about cute family.
And the charity.
Your dad could wear those red leather pants that he hasn't. You haven't burned yet. Sorry.
Wow. All right. I got to read this for you. So, "Kiss Me," your first single. The song has been played nearly 2 million times on Spotify, and this month it reached #1.
You know how hard that is this day and age to get 2 million? That's
viral
amazing.
tracks playlist in multiple countries, including the U.S., Mexico, and Switzerland. Holy shit!
Because haven't they dropped like what is
awesome.
what is considered like gold, platinum, and all that? Like back in the day, like
Well, you're not really selling records anymore,
right.
so there's kind of no way to tally it because everything's viral, and it's actually easier now for artists to put out single after single.
And to
Kind
do
of
an album.
counterproductive to do an album because not all your songs are going to get the attention they need.
course.
Unless you're like Taylor Swift and if someone buys your whole album, listens to every song. But usually people are just buying the single that they heard on the radio.
Yeah, that's what I think is amazing about her is she actually in this day and age was still able to get to the point where she could sell at like a Staples Center. Because that used to happen like back when they had MTV and there was the whole
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
people paid for music. Remember going to like Virgin? You had like all the hit,
Oh,
all
yeah,
the number
I love
one.
that, yeah.
yeah, I miss that.
Yeah.
Tower
People
Records.
don't
and-
promote new talent anymore, really. they're kind of just sticking to the talent they have, and they know it works, and they're picking people that are very similar to that
Safe
talent. But
and
no one's
easy.
going out and like finding garage.
They're not
bands.
taking risks.
No, absolutely not.
Do you remember singles? Anybody? They were cassette singles.
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
Singles.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
No,
she was. She would not remember that.
No woman I'm attracted to
What's
should.
a cassette?
It's a cassette.
It was an EP. It was an EP, but on the cassette
No,
format.
yeah,
and just
I
the
mean,
way
I
you
know
give
what
you
a
4 or 5
cassette is.
songs.
I was just like,
Will you really just explain what
way
a
too
cassette
young
was?
to have that.
EP.
Oh,
I grew up with CDs. I don't know.
Sam Goody had the machine where you could go in there and make your own playlist out and pay per song and
What
hand it
is
to you,
Sam Goody?
and they would make
I feel
it's like
young.
Virgin. It's just an old it's a record store.
Strawberries, records, and tapes. Do you remember the Strawberries?
Let's start with
Peaches.
this.
Good vibrations.
Peaches.
Do you know what a CD is? Let's start
Yes,
there.
I
That's
had
what
a
she
CD.
started with
I
CDs.
started
That's
with
good.
CDs,
Okay.
and then we
Yes.
quickly
That's
got
good.
iTunes.
Do you remember the George Foreman grill?
I have a George Foreman grill.
Bam, there we go.
All
They
right.
still make
It's
them then, huh?
fantastic.
How about this? Did you ever pay for music? See, you're looking
Yes.
at guys that used to have to pay for music and not
Yes,
download it
absolutely.
illegally.
I've
Or now legally.
never illegally downloaded music. I feel like that would be the ultimate no for my
Did you ever
family.
stand in line to buy tickets to a concert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What show?
What show?
I was at the Roxy. It was a band called New Beat Fund.
Couldn't you have just gotten tickets though? Why would you have to? Or did
I
you
thought
want
all
to
you
stand
kids
in line?
went online. You like bump your cell phones, and then we both have tickets. It's like all in the air.
The ether.
Yeah, I don't even know how it fucking works.
Yeah. I mean, you can go on StubHub and buy tickets if you want.
Can you
Yeah.
can you remember the first time that you ever like, hey Dad, I know you're Dad, so can you hook me up? Do you remember like the first time you wanted something and
Yeah.
like, had to get the Gene hookup?
Yeah, I wanted to go to a Britney Spears concert when I was like 8, and then she ended up being super mean to me.
Why
And
was
I
she
was
mean?
like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Oh, so the first time you called in the favor, she was a dick.
Yeah, but I was also like 8, so maybe I took it way too personally. She probably
Wait, you
wasn't
got
mean.
backstage.
What
Got
happened?
backstage and I brought her like a present. It was like lip gloss or something. And I was like, here's your present. And she was so busy. She was like, just put it on the table with the others. And I like cried.
Ew.
But
You're 8. But you're 8 years old.
And
I
Gene
know,
Simmons'
but there was
daughter.
also like 1,000 8-year-olds that were doing the same thing. So I get
you know
that
what?
that's super annoying. But I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to do backstage anymore.
You know what?
Like,
Fuck
it's
her.
like, yeah.
It's a very empathetic person.
In fairness, lip
But
gloss
I
is not a great
understand that
gift.
after 2 hours of meeting 8-year-olds, you might not want to meet another 8-year-old.
Do you
I
know
get it.
people twice your age don't have that level of empathy to
I'm with
try
you.
to just
I'm with
be
you.
like, you know what? Because what you're saying is probably right. Who's mean to an 8-year-old? Come on.
No,
I'm thinking,
she probably was. I was probably 8 and a little sensitive, and she had met 40 of me before I walked in the door. So,
Oh,
it was,
God.
you know.
I'm with you on the Oprah thing. Oprah's going to be calling her with a
Oh, yeah.
show because just she's
got it.
spins it perfectly every time.
She does
I'm not trying to
She
spin
has
it.
it. She absolutely has it.
See, she's being sincere. She's not spinning. She's being sincere.
It's just who she is.
I know she can't.
I just don't believe that
control the
people are
goodness.
innately shitty. Like, I feel like most people try to be nice most of the time, and I try to give everyone the benefit
I
of the
would
doubt.
agree.
Did she see you crying?
I don't recall.
But she wasn't nice to you after that?
I don't. I've
Hey,
never
the
seen her
Kleenex
after
are
that.
over there.
Actually, you know what?
Keep
I
it
did
moving,
see
kid.
her after that. I saw her when I auditioned
she's
for
gotta
X
go?
Factor.
Vic has to go.
Vic has to go.
Tape something with Ron right now.
Oh God, I didn't know that. Uh oh.
Oh, look at
I'm
Big
being
Shot has
summoned.
to leave.
I'm being summoned. No,
Vic.
I remember the punchlines that were written the other day. That's
Hey,
probably what this
you
is
got
about.
your footing when it turned to music.
So it's fine.
You were struggling.
I was having a hard time. You can't say.
Except when she jokingly said she didn't know what a cassette was, and you, in a literal sense, explained
I
it.
was
That
doing
was
informational.
that was humiliating for all of us.
Single.
Oh yeah,
Single
Casingles,
different
yes.
from cassette.
Oh, look at him. He's a little kid today.
Yes,
You know.
he is.
I
You can't-
love
You
this.
can't put me
I
next
love
to the
this
hot
version
young
of
girl. I
Vic
don't know what to
Henley.
do.
All right, Vic,
so
where are
really,
you
if
gonna
they're
be?
looking for me, I'll go find. Come see me at Go Bananas in Cincinnati Thanksgiving
It's
week. I'm doing
10:40.
6 shows.
Yeah,
War
we're
Eagle.
gonna- we're gonna
War
leave
Eagle.
to-
War Eagle base.
Jimmy's got to get to Erie. Bill Burr's got to get ready for his sold-out gig at Madison Square Garden. Very happy for you.
Thank you.
We'll be there Saturday.
I wish you
Can't
said
wait.
it when she could have heard.
I'll say it again.
Thank you.
Bill Burr is going to be at Madison Square Garden Saturday. Sold-out show.
Oh,
Sold-out
shucks.
show.
Oh, shucks, Opie. Come on.
How cool are you? Who sells out Madison Square Garden?
Your
That's
dad.
crazy.
That's
oh,
your
right.
You don't have a set, obviously. It's just you and a stool.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
That's wow.
Low overhead. I like it.
Are you walking
That's
out?
right.
Are you
That's
walking,
right.
are you walking
There you
out to
go.
music? Do you have a walkout song?
Zeppelin.
I never. I always just say play whatever you want to play. Oh no, actually we do have something, but I can't say what
Okay.
it is. I'll tell you during the break. That's a little teaser. If you want to see what it is, people
What do
at
you got?
home,
You
you
got-
got to
who
come
do you-
out to the show.
Who do you got warming up for you?
I got Joe DeRosa and Paul Verzi.
Nice.
Yeah.
Paul's the other guy yet, right? Yeah. He's really funny.
Paul's the guy with the Jordans.
Joe.
He's the guy. I tease him. I love Paul, and I actually like his sneakers and that type of thing. But occasionally, we did Carnegie Hall, and he walked out with like a fucking hoodie and Jordans on. But dude, that Jordan. No way, he had a pullover.
I like him
I just
a lot.
like teasing. Oh, he's the fucking best.
I got to start getting him on the show. I like him a lot. I saw him at Carnegie Hall with you a couple years back. And of course, Joe DeRosa's hilarious as well. That's going to be a great show.
Joey Roses. Yep.
Nice. I think we got to start wrapping up. So we're going to play your song.
Yay.
Yeah, anything.
Thank you.
And come back and see us. I like Sophie Simmons.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Like
What's the plug? SophieSimmons.com.
SophieTSimmons.com, yeah. Or follow me on my Instagram, which is Sophie_tweed_Simmons.
Okay.
My parents thought it would be fun to give me 5.
Calling it right now, major television career.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. We'll see.
I think so. You got something. You got something there, kid.
You got that. What do they call it? That it.
You got that. You can't sell it. You can't buy it in a store.
Right. You got it. Absolutely.
Thank
I think
you.
you're just beginning, man. 23 years old. Jesus.
Yeah, she's more mature than I am.
That's what I was thinking.
Who has empathy at 23? Whose dad was a rock star? Like, you should be like completely messed up on drugs. Just a nightmare.
I've never drank alcohol before or smoked or done any sort of drug ever.
Who?
Me. I've never.
You never did?
Just like your dad.
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant. Gene Simmons, hell of a parent.
And let me ask you one. How was he able to do that as a parent? Like, keep you off all that stuff? Because, I mean, that was his thing, obviously. We all know that. He never did any of that.
Yeah.
But you would think
that
the kid would rebel a little bit.
I mean, if you think of it, I've been kind of working since I was 11. That's when we shot the pilot for our show. So anytime there was a weekend where I could have been out getting in trouble, we were actually filming as a family. So I got a ton more parent-kid time than a lot of young people do.
I think the Britney Spears incident would have set me down a bad road at 8.
It almost sent you down a bad one at 51.
I'm mad. I'm mad for the 8-year-old version of you.
She's Britney. She can...
whatever. All the plugs done. Jimmy's good.
I'll be in Erie this weekend. I leave right after the show.
Okay.
And I have pre-sale on until noon today for Rhode Island and Birmingham. And then the Fox Theater in Connecticut and the Terry Fedor Theater in Vegas went on sale 36 minutes ago. So they're on sale now.
All right. And Eric's yelling at me. What, E-Rock? Jesus. What do you got?
Download the latest podcast on iTunes.
Which one?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Nice. Opie Radio on iTunes. Subscribe.
Did you guys see the Steve-O story about Mike Tyson breaking his nose?
What?
No.
Did he actually do it?
You got to see. It's one of his story alone is better than all the stories I
He tried to get Mike to punch him in the face. And,
he wanted him to do it.
Is this new?
If you play the audio,
let me see this really fast. And then we're gonna play your song, Sophie.
Across the stage, and I
didn't he pretty much run into the fist?
You missed what the beginning was. Bam broke his nose in one of the movies, and then it was crooked. So he was like, "I want to get it fixed. The movie's going to pay for it." By the time he got there, it was already healed.
Yeah.
So then he tells some story. He was in some loony bin with Mike Tyson, going, "Mike, break my nose, break my nose." He's like, "I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it." He goes, "Just hold your fist out." He goes, "The time wasn't right." And then he's like, 4 years later, we're doing the roast. We're like, "Now's the time." He stuck it. I mean, I'm butchering this. You got to hear him tell the story. It's incredible.
Yeah, I'll check it out. We'll play it on the air tomorrow or something.
God, that was so loud. What a horrible intro to your wonderful song.
That's fine.
Now we're going to play Kiss Me, the debut single with Rebel, now available from Sophie Simmons. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
And now we play the song. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Bill Burr.
Goodbye.
And Jimmy, good luck in Erie. We'll be live tomorrow.